Oh,
Okay,
time to go yet?
here we go.
Oh, sorry.
All right. What, the moaning and
Please
groaning
tell me
has
you put shorts on.
started? Welcome, everyone, to another edition of RJ's Lives, where we sometimes talk about knives and sometimes talk about other things. But
Yeah,
we
definitely.
are so glad that you are here. Let's see here. We got Mike Curtis, Byron Kennedy, uh, Ryan is here. Steel City Knives, all kinds of people are here in the talk box. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to everyone. Hello to all the ships at sea. So here we go. So how have you boys been this week?
Man, I've been tired. I'm just getting real old.
You're getting real old.
I'm getting real old.
I think it's all that bike riding you do. I got tired reading
Oh,
that you rode that long.
well,
What was it?
it's got a good
16
reason.
kilometers?
I'm doing next month. I'm doing like a charity ride for like a cancer charity. So I've got to ride 100 miles.
Oh
So I'm
wow,
sort of practicing for that.
yeah.
But at the moment, I'm doing 10 miles and I'm just dying afterwards.
Do you have do you
Oh
have
dear.
a little like a speedometer or something that's counting
Yeah,
how far you
yeah. I've got like I've got
It's a
an
crotch
app.
ferry he needs.
I've got like a little app on my phone that does it counts up how far I've been. But yeah, it's going to be tough, and
yeah.
I'm probably going to keel over halfway through.
I was going to ask you, Matt, do you have a lot of mosquitoes over there in the summer?
Um, not so much really. Not too many.
Wow, it's sounding better and better over there all the time to me, except for your knife laws.
Scotland now you've
Yeah,
got a problem.
yeah.
Scotland have a
Knife
big
loss.
problem, but
Scotland has a big problem with it.
Yeah,
How
like
about
down there, like, I'm right by the coast. There's not really anything going on down here.
yeah? How about over in Ireland, Patty?
it's and over in the UK it's more midges than it is mosquitoes.
Hmm.
It's little small midges that bite you and you get the wee sort of hive
Oh yeah,
things
they're a pain in the ass.
and
Yeah.
they're so small you swallow them if you're walking in through a forest. You just get if you suck in too hard and don't cover your mouth, you'll just get a mouthful of them.
Wow,
That sounded horrible.
that did sound horrible. Hey, addicted to blades.
I didn't
Well,
say I was bright.
Did you say you got welts from them too?
Yeah, you get that. You'll get there's like an itchy bite to give you, and you end up scratching the top off it.
Yeah, it does
Or
not
the
sound
top.
Sounds like a
fun at
chigger.
all.
We call those chiggers here. I don't know if you call them there.
Midges, we would call them.
Midgies?
yeah.
Midgies. Huh.
I think it's
Yeah.
closer to a no-see-em than to
Well-
the chiggers. Because I think the
I don't know.
chiggers crawl; they don't fly.
Yeah, they're on the ground.
Yeah,
They're not in the air.
they're kind of a smaller relation to a tick.
You guys don't have fire
Well-
ants there, I assume. No fire ants.
No,
Not-
fire ants are the worst.
We got
We've got little red ants occasionally, but nothing like fire ants.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a pain.
Byron says that's what the ale is for, to get rid of the no-see-ems.
Mhm.
Yeah, I learned about you shouldn't crawl across a fire ant hill.
No,
No,
that's
you should not.
generally
That's very bad advice.
Yeah.
I don't know. You'd do it for a dare, though, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Once.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it multiple times. One in time.
I remember mowing the lawn in Texas, and all of a sudden feeling this horrible burning feeling on my foot, and I looked down, and my entire shoe and stuff is just black from all the fire ants, because I'd run over their hill with a lawnmower and didn't
They were
realize
coming
it.
next to
And,
you.
fortunately,
best.
we had a little small kiddie pool that we'd left out in the yard for the dogs. So I ran over there and stuck my foot in there and swished it around and got rid of most of them. But yeah, you have a nice little ring around your ankle, where your shoe was not protecting you from their bites. Yeah, bad stuff. That's for sure. Yeah, I hate those guys.
Jerks.
Yeah.
So today's topic is bugs.
Yes, today's
One way
topic
to join
is
in.
bugs. So that means everybody pull out your Spydercos.
Yeah.
They have a lot of bug related knife names. There you go. Patty was prepared. Nobody else was, but oh,
Anybody get anything new this week?
yes,
Not this week.
yes,
did.
I got something new. I decided to try a page out of Mike Curtis's book, and so I got my very first case peanut, and so I'm gonna try that out and see how I like that, and give that a review. Yeah, we're talking about that right now, Donald, about anybody that got new knives. So that's the latest one, because I wanted to see how that goes and really give it a good workout. Yep. So that's it for me. How about any of the rest of you all?
Well, I
I just
ordered
got a couple
one.
of new old timers. Go on, Tom, you carry on.
I was just going to say I ordered one, and it was supposed to be here Thursday, but it's like lost. I have no idea where it's at.
That's the
It just
worst.
says in transit, late arrival or something. I have no idea where it's at. So
Oh, Jerome's
What was
asking about case paste. Tom, do you have anything to say about case paste?
what about it? That works terrific.
Does it also work as icing on a cake?
No.
Oh,
I haven't-
really
I haven't
terrible
tried
cake,
that,
maybe.
no.
Although it would clean your teeth brilliantly. It might be a healthy cake.
Yeah.
4 out of 5 dentists recommend it.
Yeah.
Um,
You guys are just jealous.
Also, Tom, I wanted to talk to you about that this knife, the 47 case, the 47 pattern with the 3 springs on it. Jeroen wrote a comment asking if your worldview was now destroyed because of that knife pattern having 3 springs and stuff, and that it wasn't Buck that came up with that first.
No, it was probably done by accident by Case, and Buck came along and used their accident and perfected it.
Oh, is that what happened?
Oh, no,
Yeah,
that's pretty.
You see the
That's,
gap in the first spring and add another to fill it in.
yeah.
Well, I thought it was interesting because that pattern started. It's one of their pre 1915 patterns, so it's been around for a very long time. And I was thinking that the reason that they did that way is that possibly the bent over Stockman, making that possibly that was much more difficult in that time because the machinery hadn't been perfected or just coming up with the geometry, or I don't know if they did that as a cost saving measure, saying we can have these 2 blades share a spring if we just bend them over or whatever. That's kind of an interesting thing. I have no idea what came first, the 3 spring version or the one with the bent blades, but definitely all stuff that happened in the last century. Kind of interesting to think about.
I'll tell you what kind of makes me funny. Do you know when you see people getting a knife and they're looking up the length of it to make sure the blade's straight?
Yes.
What the hell do they do? They got a case knife, it's a multi-bladed. They must just throw them away as rubbish, because anybody that sees a blade that's a wee bit off center, coming out off center, they think that's a bad knife. But a bent knife has been going for quite a few years now, where you have to bend the blades to fit.
My opinion on that is that the traditional knives, always were sometimes centered and sometimes not. I think that was the way it was. And I really think that the whole blade centering thing all started with the, modern knives like this one, because of the way this is constructed versus how this is constructed, that it's easier to make it so that this is centered, in the frame versus, this. It's just the way.
As well, if you think the traditional materials, when they were originally making them, the steel they could have been using wouldn't have been perfect. It would have been small bends in it and stuff. It's just how it would have been.
Yeah, because it would have been flattened with a big stamp, really,
Yeah.
those big
Right.
heavy anvil things, and it would never have been as perfectly straight as a water jet cut.
Yeah, exactly. Because manufacturing methods are much more precise today. And things are it's just a different time in manufacturing versus back then. And let's face it, in the first half of the 20th century, there was a lot more hand fitting of parts than there is today.
Well,
because of the exact tolerances that you can get from a CNC machine or a water jet machine or whatever.
don't forget, the first planes were made of wood and canvas. Things change.
Right. Yeah. So, interchangeable parts and all that stuff were not as interchangeable back then as they are today. It was a lot more hand fitting of stuff, so, which is a good and a bad thing at the same time, because with hand fitting, you can get a little bit of extra perfection and stuff. But at the same time, if we were to do that today, that would increase costs, many, many more fold, having to have, people to do that kind of a job.
Yeah, so you can only have one person doing one knife at a time. So to get that hand finish.
Yeah.
Rather than it's going to be, 1-to-1 sort of scale, isn't it? Rather than, when they CNC everything now, and you can probably get thousands out to one person just using the machine.
Right. Oh, I see. Randy is getting ready to clean his room. I guess your mom's getting on you again, Randy. You got to keep that room clean. Hey, Pete, I see you there. Yeah, you're right, Jerome. Nowadays, you just need good machines, and the cost is going up because those good machines cost a lot of money. That's for sure.
Especially when you're shipping them from China.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So, yeah, interesting stuff. Global manufacturing is still remaining global. And I just read an article the other day that now they're having the problem in China is the same problem they had in Japan, that they kind of are pricing themselves out of the labor market. So now companies are looking at, India and Vietnam and other places, for that cheap labor. And they chase that cheap labor until there's not going to be any cheap labor around the globe.
Let me tell you, I can see India becoming a player in the knife market.
Oh, heck yeah, for sure.
I definitely can see them coming. And I think it's probably already underway. I think we're just waiting for that to happen, because they're not going to come in at cheap knives. They're going to come in at medium priced or high priced.
Yes.
Because the machinery's all going to be there for them, and they'll just do it.
Oh yeah, I completely see that too. So yeah, we're waiting to see what they come up with for sure. But yeah, it'll be the next half decade will be very interesting to see what happens in manufacturing.
I was watching a program in China the other week there, and these towns that they built up for people to come and work, and they built these apartment blocks, 20 stories high. They're all empty.
Right.
Because people can't afford to rent in them, so they're going back to where they came from. They're just, I think China's going to have a bit of a slump.
Yeah.
Well, I think
agree.
the average person in China is going to slump. The rich will stay rich, but.
Oh yeah. Well, that's everywhere. The rich will always stay rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's all.
I couldn't believe this one time. There's about 20 tower blocks, and they couldn't get anybody to fill them in. They were giving them away nearly at rock bottom prices. Couldn't get anybody to buy them. Brand new.
Byron Kennedy, this is for you, Tom. He wants to know, and I agree. We need to have some resolution of this, of Junior and the missing knife. I don't know if you have a preview of that, or if you've had a chance to talk to your kid about that. But where is Junior? He's been hiding out. Did he go to Nebraska or something?
Junior has taken to his sick bed.
He caught what you had?
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen
I
to
know,
be coughing.
In all seriousness, I want to do a really good Fun Knife Friday video on that, but between work and sickness, I just haven't had a chance to get it done.
I think that Jeroen is right, that Junior does tend to break the tips off of knives. And I'm really lucky that Tom's such a skilled welder that he was able to put the knife back on that Pecos. You can't even see the line where you welded it. Tom, did you mute yourself? Tom,
Yeah, I had to turn the mic off for a minute. I had a phone call quick, so sorry.
we're gonna have to learn sign language just for you.
I'm just not on the top of my game today.
It's
Well,
okay.
thankfully you're not hiding it well. We can all feel for you.
Good,
Yeah, that's
good.
right.
Yes.
So no, back to the junior thing. Yeah, I really want to do. I've got an idea for a really good how to finish that out, but I just haven't had the time to get it done. And
Yeah.
so hopefully this week I'll get that done and it'll be ready Friday. I'm hoping because it should be a real hoot.
Now we know you've accidentally muted yourself. Are you able to see through your hands in your weakened condition?
No, I can't. That's why I'm not showing any knives today.
Okay.
Well,
I can see through the pen, but
I broke one of my rules this week.
Oh, what's
It's
that?
not rules. I'm constantly saying I'm not a fidgeter on my
Right.
channel. I'm really not. I tried it, didn't like it, stopped doing it. I broke my rule and bought a fidget knife this week because
Oh,
it was
really?
a pattern I didn't have in the channel. So
Oh,
I bought
excellent.
a button lock.
Oh, let me bring you up there. Let me see what this button lock is all about.
I bought a button lock. This is the Vosted Raccoon.
Oh yeah.
Really nice. And the thing I like about this one is the button itself is very, very slightly above, but hardly at all. And in fact, I can sit and put my finger on it there and push, and nothing will happen. You actually have to depress it fully in, and then it's like glass. But you really have to be intentional to get it to drop. It is just, it doesn't stick. Look where there it is here. There's the button lock there. You can't see it on the flat. It's actually down below the level. That's the button lock back here. As soon as I level it up, you can barely see it. And putting your finger on top of it like that, I'm right on top of it, nothing. But you have to actually push it right in just to get it to open. But I have to say, one of the most impressive knives I've had this year, as far as budget knives go.
That's awesome.
Absolutely love it. In fact, I think this is going to be, for me, the budget knife of 23. Really love it. I sat for 2 days constantly just flicking it open and closing it. It was lovely.
That's awesome.
I'm disappointed.
Oh
That's
no.
I'm disappointed in myself.
I
he
thought
said
that
he-
the budget knife of the year was going to be the 50TH, and it's lost out already. Not only 6 months in.
You know,
what?
at the end
The
of the year,
50TH.
the 50TH
Bruin.
the little Bruin.
The little Bruin lockback.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
it's not a-
just got it. Yeah, I should have guessed he was taking the Mickey.
you have to understand that the 50TH, although it's an excellent knife, I really like it.
Here it comes.
It's not a fidget knife. Here it comes. What, you thought I was gonna denigrate it or something? No, I think it's an excellent knife, but it's not one that you'd sit there and fidget with it like you can with a button lock. But it's absolutely a fantastic knife, and one that
It's got a
if you
button on
only
it.
had if you had to go with only one knife, I mean that would do you.
It's got
That's
a
for
button.
sure. What's that?
It's got a button.
It's got a lock.
It's the lock. It's a button. Press it.
I know. But,
He's got a point.
so Jerome, if he's not a fidget guy, he must be one of them cuddling guys, huh?
cuddling is not a problem on my
Oh,
show.
okay.
On my show or anywhere
Look
else.
at this. Jerome, thank you for the support.
All right. So do I need to go get my my Bruins?
Jerome,
so I can fidget?
email me your address. You got some free stickers coming your way. Ready?
Oh, Watch City Knives is ready to go. He went to church, took a nap, and he just woke up. That's awesome.
Cuddles all around. That's right.
Yep. All around.
Where's Ray when you need him?
I don't know. I don't know. We do need Ray. Actually, I invited Ray to be on the show, and I'm glad you brought that up, John. Ray is.
Who invited Ray on?
I did.
Oh, you
invited
did?
Ray.
Oh,
Actually, I had asked someone who may or may not be a producer to ask Ray if he could come on. And,
May or may not.
let's put it this
Have
way:
you lost your position?
if you want it done right, you got to do it yourself.
Oh, we gotta go break the jar now. Jeez, Louise.
Yeah, empty the jar.
well,
So
all that work.
yep, he was going to come on, but Tom said
Someone's
he told
elated.
Tom, no.
after all I've done for RJ,
Oh.
Tom, do you hear the sound of that truck backing up over you?
no, I'm too busy crying.
Oh no.
Yeah, go ahead and mute
Oh,
yourself,
boy.
Tommy, while you sob in the corner. But
You're welcome to
Anyway,
cry,
what were
but
you
do it
saying about
quietly.
Ray? You
But
can
the
have
thing,
Mom and-
the thing with Ray is that Ray is has he surpassed 1,000 this morning or not yet?
No, and I'm glad you brought that up because I did want to talk about North Star Knife Reviews
Mhm.
and also JO Ventures Outdoors
And
now-
throw Doom Crew Outdoors in there too.
and Doom Crew Outdoors.
Yep, those
Um,
three guys.
Ray and John have a neat thing going. As most people know, John takes knife blanks and then puts fabulous wood handles on them, fashions them, and of course we all know about John's leather work. So they're both planning a giveaway. So Ray has done up 2 knives and sent them to John, and John has made 2 sheaths for the knives. So someone from John's channel will win one of Ray's knives and one of John's sheaths, and someone on Ray's channel then will win one of Ray's knives and John's sheaths. So, all 3 of those channels. So go hit that subscribe button. They're getting close to milestones.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And Doom Crew is.
Which one of them's getting one of John's sheets?
Oh, Ray is getting.
Yep. I
Just
see
came
Ray
here.
is,
North
Ray
Star
is here
Knife
in the
Reviews.
talk box.
Yep. Well, what did you ask, Patty?
Which one is getting one of John's sheets?
They both will. There's 2 knives and 2 sheaths.
So who's getting Joe's knife?
Well, Jo is going to having a drawing. So you're getting one of Jo's sheaths and one of Ray's knives from John.
I'm so sorry. I know you're not well. I'm so sorry. I just couldn't stop.
My mother
Oh.
warned me
Good.
about you guys.
With friends like us, Tom, do you need to go anywhere else?
Come on, guys, in the talk box. Let's change the subject here, okay?
Let's talk about girls.
Oh boy,
Girls,
yeah,
girls,
Donald
girls.
has
Is
it
that what
right.
you said?
If you're going to do it right, hire somebody else. Donald, are you available? I'll make you a deal. I'll pay you the same as I pay Tom.
I'll tell
It's
you
not
what I
worth
have
it.
done.
No
We
matter
have
what he
another
pays you,
shout
it's
out
not
we
worth
need to
it.
give.
Oh,
Let's
yes,
not
sir.
Forget our in-panel appearances and people who are trying to climb the ladder. Where are you at, Slippy?
I am about 5 off 700.
There you go.
Yep.
So he's
Very
almost
good.
at 700.
Yeah.
Toad's in here as well. I know he's only a couple of subs off the 500 mark, singing Toad.
Yep.
I know you don't
Singing
like
Toad.
tooting your own
And then
horn, so I
we
had
have
to make
all of
sure
our newer channels too, like
Good for you.
Sussex EDC, Steel City Knives. Who else am I missing?
What do you call him? Got over 600 last week. What do you call the fellow that was on last week?
Messer. No.
Well, is that CB Tactical?
Yeah,
CB Tactical got he's over 600. He's a lovely giveaway going on at the minute. I think
he's
it's
got it.
on
He has
till
a
next
giveaway
week.
going right now. So,
There's a couple of knives there.
yep. Randy's WSG. He is 25 from 700 right now. So
Whoa.
definitely, yeah. You guys subscribe. There's lots of great channels, lots of great knife content out there. If you don't have enough knives to watch, definitely check out all these guys. Singing Toad and Toad on the Hill and gosh, all kinds of
All
stuff.
the other amphibians
Hey,
out there.
Yep. Freedom Frog Gear, our amphibious division of the knife channels, and semi-aquatic creatures.
I'll tell you what, going back when I first started, you were lucky. We would have done about 2 or 3 videos a week. These channels now are coming out and they're doing 5, 6 videos every week without fail, maybe 2 a day. They're putting the work in to get to the 600 and 700. I mean, get these people over 1,000, and then they can get on and make their own videos, live videos. Because this is where it's at. I mean, this is where you learn everything in this channel.
Absolutely.
Unless Patty's on the paddle. Come on, 50. That's where the penny. That's where the penny.
Jar smashed.
I had to reacquire the jar. I didn't know he got hired back.
Yeah, he just texted me and said he's quadrupling my pay.
Okay. Sure. Yeah,
He apologized.
Just while there's a wee dry spot, remember the other week I was saying I was carrying a knife on my belt, just a slip joint
Yes.
on my belt? I have had this knife on my belt now for over 2 weeks. I have never carried one knife on my person for 2 weeks. And
Wow.
I can't, it's such a handy thing to have. Now, I carry other knives in my front pockets and all, but honestly, this has been the best invention. I know I'm a bit slow. This is just the best invention ever. It's so handy no matter what you've got on, just to get your hand. I'm sitting in the chair. I don't have to stand up. I know this is all right for you young bucks, but you stand up in time 25 times a day. So
I agree completely. I've been carrying for probably the last, I'd say 3 months. I've been carrying in a belt sheath for my larger slip joints, and it's a tremendous advantage.
Just one bad problem here, Patty.
What?
One flaw in your thinking. It don't work with suspenders.
Oh, well, clip it to your suspenders if you need to.
Yeah, but I don't wear suspenders as a rule going to work. I come in at night and I take them off.
Well, I guess Tom is a belt and suspenders kind of guy. Must
Just
be what
a suspender, no belt.
Oh,
just black suspenders. I wear the hold up black suspenders. Yeah.
It's improper to wear a belt and suspenders.
Is it now?
Yeah, you're way out of fashion.
Yeah.
I'm just carrying the wee Bayer, which is even better because it weighs nothing, and it just slips in. So we tight pouch that I've got. That's what she said. I think I'm going to get a bigger one.
Wasn't ready for that.
I've actually got one of a bigger one here that I'm going to start using if I want to carry a bigger knife.
Did you change your pants along with the belt, or has that been on you for 2 weeks too?
2 weeks.
He doesn't get undressed. He's always in. His lower half doesn't change. He's just
on in January, New Year.
Say again.
They were fresh on in January.
They must be crisp by now.
Christmas gift. Replacing the old pair.
They just stand up in the corner by themselves, John.
Needs the assist to stand up. Huh?
I'm definitely going to get a few more than made.
Yeah.
Now, Mike says he wears overalls every day. Mike Curtis does, and so that's different because those are, suspenders are kind of built into overalls. So that's different. That's not the same as wearing suspenders.
Over here on the right side of the world, suspenders is something that a lady wears. Stockings and suspenders.
Yeah, that's different, Stephen. That's different suspenders.
Over here, what you're calling suspenders are called braces.
Braces.
Actually, they're braces. Yeah.
The braces. Suspenders is what lady wears. That's why I was wondering why he was asking me was I wearing suspenders.
Well, Tom was in the Navy. He's probably wearing braces and suspenders at this very moment.
I'll never reveal.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's better if you don't.
We overlooked the channel here, RJ.
Oh,
Singing Toad's got a giveaway coming up at 500 subs. He's nearing 500. So Get on
Yeah.
over and subscribe to Singing Toad.
Oh,
He's just
and,
back from
1 minute
holiday,
knife
too.
review. 1 minute knife review is here as well. So don't forget him. Patrick has a great channel, and if you have a short attention span, he's your man. So, but of course, if you had a short attention span, you wouldn't watch this drivel. So,
No.
Well, not when the first 15 minutes is about bugs we all hate.
right.
That's-
Well, it's kind of a public service message for
Yeah.
people that are planning on traveling around the globe. They need to be prepared. So
Don't
'cause
mow over
I never
fire
would have
anthills.
thought that I needed.
Yeah.
I would have never
Don't
thought. I
mow
needed,
over fire ants. Don't crawl through fire ants.
yeah.
Make sure you've got a paddling pool nearby.
Don't
And
take
make sure you
deep
still have a
inhales.
COVID mask if you go in the woods in Ireland.
Yeah, no deep inhalation through the mouth while
Right.
walking in the woods.
Yeah, don't walk quickly through the woods because you don't want to breathe hard. That's for sure.
But some of the places I used to go camping, I had to wear, the head net.
Yeah,
Because some of the times, especially if you're anywhere near sort of little damp streams
Yeah,
or puddles,
like a lake when all the mayflies come out. Awful.
Yeah. oh, well, that's when you want the fishing rod.
right. You're correct. Patrick does have some videos that are longer than a minute. So, but his first ones were definitely holding to his titles. His channel name, they were kind of hewing close to that. So, definitely there. All right, guys, should we talk about some knives? What do you
Must.
think?
Knives, they're
We
icky.
must.
Let's go back talk about eating bugs. Singing Toad would like to hear about eating bugs. That's what
Would he?
toads eat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I suppose so.
Singing Toad,
Exactly.
80 to 500.
Patrick invented the shorts format. He did shorts before shorts existed.
Yeah,
These
they're
OG
just
shorts.
like, what are these flipping shorts about? Come on, stop doing them.
Here we go.
Flipping terrible. They waste my life flicking past them. And see if you don't do shorts, YouTube takes subs off you. I have found out the hard way. So now I'm going to do 2 every month, and that's it. They can't say I'm not doing it.
I
But
didn't
just
know
stop.
there was a
If I
penalty- I didn't know there was a
If
penalty
I
for
don't
not
do
doing that.
shorts, they stop giving me subs. They just cut. I get more taken off than I get coming in. It's ridiculous. And then I do a sub the next day and it starts fresh.
Patty, I say this.
I think we can all just sort of and just come back in a bit.
Patty, I say this
Yeah.
with all due sincerity. If I would have known that you hated shorts so much, I'd have done 3 times as many.
So I've never seen one.
I might actually make shorts of us making this live.
Ding, 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 ding.
Are you ordering a cup of tea, Patty?
No, I'm not wearing shorts. It's the most stupid thing, though. I'll give you a 1 minute view of what I'm going to do a video of tomorrow. What's the point? Do the video today.
Ugh.
There you go.
There you
You've
Judy.
done more
Yeah,
short
yeah.
videos than I have, Betty. You know this, right?
John, we've done Grand Theft Auto 2, haven't you?
So long.
I'm pretty sure he's done
There,
more than
there you
Just
go. There's
eating
your advice,
potato.
Stephen.
1 a day for a week. That's the deal.
Okay.
But they got to be different kinds of potatoes
And different knives.
and
Yeah,
different knives.
different knives. Yeah, that's for sure. Well, what I thought we could talk about with knives is, a lot of people make the comment, especially, and I got this a lot when I showed off this knife here. Let me bring it up, and that was the 47 pattern Stockman. A lot of people were saying that this knife was too large, too big to put in your pocket and everything. It's relatively slim, really, for Stockman. I thought it was a nice carry, but the same people wouldn't mind throwing this Mohawk in their pocket, and you can see there is quite a bit of a difference. And this does have a pocket clip so it'll hang higher in your pocket, and this would go deeper. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, there is a size difference in the height of the knife, and in the width department, they're actually very close to the same width. And I know pocket real estate becomes a premium when you have keys and all this other stuff. But what do you guys think?
Well, before I answer the question, can I ask where are you getting this feedback from, where people are saying that that's too big or too small?
In the comment box of the video.
Of the video.
Of the video I did on this of this 47 pattern Stockman. I'm getting comments like that's as large of a knife as I want to have in my pocket and stuff like that. And yes, Gonzo, that was a Mohawk. So I was just saying, what do you guys think when people are comparing, say they think of a traditional knife as being too large to put in the pocket, but then they don't mind, throwing a modern knife in their pocket that may be, as big or bigger than the traditional knife. So do you think
the way I look at it, even if we could have whatever we want in knife we want in the UK, if I could carry the Mohawk, I still wouldn't. I would have a large Stockman any day, or any traditional pan over a modern knife. Yeah,
well, I agree.
For me, I don't think there's any that are too big. You just carry what you think you're going to need today, don't you? It's like some days I carry a large Stockman, other days I carry a medium or like a little tiny Barlow. It's just they all have their own sort of individual purpose, and I wouldn't sort of say that any are too big or too small. Same for a modern. I'm sure they think the same thing. That Mohawk could be seen as sort of a medium-sized modern knife to some people. So, each to their own. But I'd rather like a larger traditional knife. And Tom obviously wants a Lolo machete.
That's your fifth pocket carry, right?
Yeah, I was just going to say this is kind of, the Bolo is kind of my limit, I would say. I can still carry this comfortably. But it's sometimes a back pocket knife, sometimes a fifth pocket knife. But that's kind of my limit.
Gonzo has a good question here. He wants to know, did they ever make a single blade Remington bullet badge slip joint? And yes. I think they did. I think they made a couple of them.
I'm sure they made a single bladed Trapper. I'm sure I've seen that somewhere.
I think they made a Barlow also that was a single blade, but I'm not 100% sure, but I think they did.
That looks like a Sodbuster style.
Yeah.
If that's what, are you talking about something like that?
Yeah. He just said a single blade bullet knife, and you do have the actual book on that. So
let me peruse through this a little bit.
That's it's a very inferior one because it's missing the right blade.
I don't know what you're talking about, Paddy.
Hold on a second, Paddy. Hold on a second.
Uh-oh, we're holding.
That's the blade you need. If you haven't got that, you haven't got a bullet knife.
Now that's a two-bladed knife, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got one of those funny ones and this proper one.
Hey,
really
JD.
beautiful. Best work knife out there.
I agree.
It's just a big stout knife. And I mean, you would carry that. I would carry that in my. Well, no, actually, that's probably the size where I might think about putting it on a belt.
Yeah.
But here's another question to go with that. Is there anybody out there? I only use my right hand pocket is for. Oh, there you go. There's another there. My right hand pocket is for my main carry in the day, and nothing else goes in there. God, there's quite a few.
Yeah.
That's nice. I like that stag one, or the imitation stag. That's my one there, the good one.
Yeah, so it looks like they had 4 or 5 single blade pattern in the bullet series.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. There was, like I said, off the top of my head, I could think of at least 2. But yeah, that's about right.
I carry my main carry in my right hand pocket. I don't put anything else in my right hand pocket. Because even if I'm carrying a Swiss Army knife or another knife, the Swiss Army knife will clip in my pocket on the left hand side so it's not on the ground, and or I'll just throw a fifth pocket. I very rarely, well, I don't use my fifth pocket because I have my tourniquet in there, so I just use that for. So it wouldn't matter what size the knife was, whether it was modern or whether it was a slip joint. There's plenty of room in a pocket, because I wouldn't put change in there. I wouldn't put, even if I've got it in a slip, I wouldn't throw change in there. But do you all carry? Do you have one pocket for your main life and then add things in there, or?
Yes, in fact, we can talk about that in a second. But I think Gonzo has a great question for us, and this is one right up your alley, Stephen. Is he might need some help finding a decent single blade Barlow. I think we all have some.
Any brand.
There you go.
Yeah, pretty much. Stephen's nailed it.
Rough Rider Reserve D2, fantastic Barlow, fit, finish, use, everything about it. Beautiful Barlow.
Either that or the Cinnamon Bone Stag one. Both are fantastic.
Yep.
Yes.
Another beautiful knife.
And of course the Taylor's Eyewitness Barlow.
Yeah.
Another good one.
The Arthur Wright Barlow you can get over there now as well.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, there's so many good ones that you can see lots of them.
There's loads.
Yeah. Oh. Yep. There's that
Cinnamon
one.
Bone Stag. That's the T10 carbon steel. It's got that patina on there. Or someone else could correct me that is Tina for some reason.
Tina.
I can't do the accent or I'll make a fool of myself.
Yeah, you have to.
Why not?
Tina. John's neck of the woods, and John has an excellent one, the new Rosecraft.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Really like that one.
Yeah, so that one has the RC on the bolster, and it's a nice little. What would you call that, John?
That's a ram's foot.
It's a ram's foot.
Yeah.
I'll say it like a Brit.
All right, Governor.
Not afraid to make a fool of myself. It's got that wonderful thumbprint on it.
It's a lovely thumbprint.
For satin blades, I got to tell you, for satin blades, this thing picks up fingerprints like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Look how beautiful the RC looks in the bolster compared to what Rough Rider had done.
Yeah.
Look how beautiful that is.
I wish it was stamped though. That's the only gripe I have with it, and that's really petty. But I wish they'd stamped it, not etched it.
Or is it just etched? Right.
It's just
All
etched.
right, let's get a vote on the swedge. Yay or nay?
No.
Definitely.
I'm going to vote no. I think we could have done without.
It's too pronounced. They could have put it on just a little bit less, but I'd rather not.
So I like this swedge.
And one for Patty. What do you think, Tom? Okay, so 2 yeses and 2 nos. I'm the deciding vote.
Yeah.
Nay, sir. There you go.
Yep. Thank you.
So no one can agree on that. That's kind of
that's an excellent batch of Barlows. So thanks, Patrick.
Random cuddles. Yes, it does.
Yep, random cuddles. That's right, Ray. That's what you'll get with that Rosecraft blade. That's for sure. Or maybe it's just Ray's cuddles. I don't know. Oh, but yeah, going back to carrying, that's a good question, because usually I carry my knife in my right hand pocket, but then I carry my keys in my right hand pocket. I usually don't carry any change because coins are getting less and less, and I use my card for most things. Yeah. But in my left pocket is where my cell phone goes, so I usually don't carry anything but my cell phone in my left pocket because I don't want my screen.
That's alien to me. We're back to front. My phone goes in my right pocket.
Okay.
Are you left-handed?
Wrong. No,
Well, I'm left-handed, so I'm going to be backwards to you guys. I know that already.
Yeah. Well, you've been backwards for a while, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, he's real backwards.
2 years of backwardness.
Well, that's okay. I mean, it's good that I mean, everybody is going to carry differently. That's part of that's part of the fun.
But I do agree with. I don't just put my knife in my pocket because like I often carry my knives in a slip, and in a leather slip I just chuck everything else in with them. I mean, there's a pen on the side. I just everything else goes in there, and that's it. If it gets scratched, it gets scratched. I'm not too fussed.
Yeah, the thing about the slip, it's like, well, everybody says, some people say that it's inconvenient or whatever. But how much more inconvenient is it if you scratch it all up and you have to order something else? It's not to me. I think also it's kind of grandiose when you pull it out. It's an experience. The whole thing, you pull it.
Slow down a wee bit.
Yeah.
Right.
You just slow down. There's no rush.
Yeah, pretty much nailed it. Slow it down.
I'm going to open the knife 2 hands anyway. So what difference does it make?
That's literally where I was going. You don't put a modern knife in a slit for the reason that it's you can open it with 1 hand, you can flick it open, whatever. The traditional knife, you're not there to flick it out quickly, are you? You're living life in the slow lane, aren't you? Let's face it.
You're smelling the roses. Is what you're doing.
That's right.
Correct.
And there is a real joy in getting a slip joint. It's got a lovely walk and talk, and taking that out and just listening to. I can sit in the front room and do that all day with a slip joint.
100%.
Yeah, it's much more satisfying, the whole experience of I'm going to cut something open, so I'm going to get out a slip joint, and it's gotten to the point where I don't even really like to carry my modern knives anymore. I'm kind of done with modern knives. I think I'd be very happy with just knives the rest of my life. Although these are a lot more fun to fidget with, because I still get the joy of doing that. But I don't know. There's just something about.
I mean, can you do that in a restaurant and guarantee you're not going to scare somebody?
Oh no, not at all.
No.
And that's the big thing for me. Or in a shopping center, you want to cut a thread, and you flick out your 4-inch Bowie and cut the thread. You've scared people that are around you straight away.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And I know people say, well, you're allowed to do what you want, but you're not. Life is about compromise and trying to fit in without upsetting people. I don't want this 4-inch Bowie coming out in McDonald's and 4 people running to the doors.
Yeah, exactly.
Whenever I go to the restaurant, I never use their knife cutlery. I think the knives they use, they couldn't cut shit. Well, I mean, they couldn't cut anything.
Are you sure about that?
Well,
I'm sure about that.
Usually, I don't order that at a restaurant, Matt.
No, I'm so
you do you, bro.
Sausage links. All right.
Yeah, but I'll always use a traditional knife in a restaurant anyway. I don't the knives there are terrible. But I've never had an issue. I've never had anyone come up to me or hear anyone complaining that I'm using a knife. But I can guarantee if you flipped out a knife, like Stephen said, there'd be issues straight away.
Another point about my carrying the modern is this is what I abuse. I don't want to abuse my traditionals in the way that I'll abuse this.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Just,
I guess for me, you can show that knife again, John. What is that one?
This is the Ganzo.
Oh yeah.
This is my main modern carry.
Okay.
And it's just a beater. I mean, I just don't care. If I broke it tomorrow, I'd laugh. I mean, I don't care.
Right.
I think we all have knives like that.
Would you here's the question: is if it broke tomorrow, would you replace it with the same model, or would you go throw?
No, I'd find some other piece of crap to replace it with. No, I don't mean crap. It's just something affordable.
I know what you mean.
$20.
You'd find another cheap knife. Maybe an Ozark Trail, for example.
No, I've got that one too. I'd probably just use that one for the meantime.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, I've got modern knives that I've got just to use, and I don't worry if I drop them or if I scrape them or scratch them or.
I'll have to be honest. If I've got this in my pocket, I'm not going to flick it because the police could take it off me. So, I mean, it's a beautiful knife and it's not going to really scare many people, but I'm buggered if I'm giving it to the police.
Yeah, well, I don't have a modern that expensive. I don't have
Yeah.
it.
Exactly. I wouldn't even carry it just because of the expense. I'd save it and baby it. But yeah,
I'd flat out carry it. Mine would be covered in scratches. I'd use the hell out of it.
I'm never going to get another one as good as that. Never. So I'm just not going to. I still carry it about the house and I'll cut things with it, but I certainly do not do any scratching with it. Or, there's no good climbing across the garden like a soldier. No.
Right.
Yeah.
And why would you want to?
I know, it's just beautiful. I mean, I love carrying it in the house. I get it at night time. I just sit and I'm like a little baby gloating at a full bottle. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
You'd be ashamed of my GEC knives then. They're all ruined.
Well, my GEC users, I mean, I use my GEC knives. I always have to. From the very first one I got, I used.
Yeah.
Now, I have favorites, which I like using more than others.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just the appeal of that, right? You just bone handle.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about dropping that. Pull it out. It's just the whole experience for me. And,
yeah, I agree.
Two-handed open. I'm not worried. I'm not going anywhere fast.
Right.
My fast days are over. I can't run anymore.
Your fast is a long gone.
I used to be pretty quick when I was high school, but yeah, you won't catch me running anywhere anymore.
Yeah, and you're right, Patrick. It makes sense for handing non-knife people, but for non-knife people, I usually have some kind of a utility knife with me that I can hand to somebody that I don't care if they break it or abuse it or whatever. Because usually when people say, "Hey, do you have a knife I can use?" it's usually a non-knife person because obviously they don't have their own knife, or they're very bad with tools anyway. So you're not going to get it back in the condition that you lent it. So
here's my non-knife people knife. The most simple thing you can give someone. A Swiss Army 1.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't care if you run this over with your car. Do what you want. Just use it and give it back when you're done.
That's true.
It's
such
offensive. It's simple. It's easy.
Yeah.
I don't mind what happens to it. It's another one of those knives you're not afraid to sort of use and abuse.
Right.
Getting back to the size thing.
Sure.
Really touch on that at all. I would just say from carrying my experience over time, kind of finding that perfect Goldilocks size for me is 3 3/4 to 3 7/8. Right in that wheelhouse is where I feel like the most ideal size for traditional pocket carry is. There's an example. This is the Trapper, 3 7/8 length.
You carry a Trapper?
I would carry a Trapper for its size. Yes. It's not one that I particularly like the blades of.
Why? Why is that, John?
Oh, we've been over this a million times, sir. It's that peanut butter spreader right there.
Talking about peanut butter spreader, that Sheffield's knife I got with a stag handle. Oh, it is brilliant for peanut butter and jam.
I bet it is.
It's absolutely brilliant.
If I come visit, will you make me a sandwich?
No.
Okay. All right,
it's a sarnie. That is. It's a sarnie.
Well,
a sarnie. You make me a sarnie.
I have to talk to Matt about the 34 OT this morning. That was pretty funny because the new ones and I had to look at my new ones. That they did totally replace the spade blade with a kind of a penknife. Now this one
they made it fantastic. Is what they've done to it.
On the OTB, you can see it's a baby spade blade.
Yeah.
On the OTH, they made that absolutely a full-on pen blade, although it's kind of more of a drop point in a way. But then my old USA made, they totally got it right. with that one.
I'm sorry. No. No.
I actually like the one with a little hump in it.
This one?
Yeah, I think that's lovely.
I think it is too. That's a good one. But I mean, here's a larger Stockman. This is a Hammer brand, and you can see it's not exactly as of a big spay on that one. But then you have the one on the Case large trapper, and I think that's absolutely a very beautiful blade right there.
That's getting very close to a spear point to me.
It kind of is when you look at it, because the point is directly in the middle. It's just that it just drops way down. So, but my favorite still belongs on this 47 pattern. Look how beautiful that is, Patty.
That's nice.
I like to vomit. Hang on.
It's got a fatter end to it. It just looks nice.
It does. It does. I mean, this is it's a sweet little blade. I thought this was absolutely perfect.
Very much so.
Yes, Don C says that's the reverse Tanto, the same as the 940. It is. Well, I mean, if you think about it, when Osborne designed that knife, Osborne is a rancher.
Improved.
So it kind of made sense.
The lengths we're going to go to.
The lengths we're going to go to.
To make that into a spay blade.
Well, you don't think that would be a spay blade, John? The 940?
No.
Just a modified modern blade.
Yeah, a modified spay blade.
It's a beautiful blade, but it's not.
Oh, man.
Here we go. He's actually got one to show.
Probably why this is my favorite knife.
Why is it your favorite knife, Stephen?
Because of the shape of it. It's just, I love the shape of it, the feeling in hand, working with it. And I hear this all the time, and I think, have you actually held one? There's so many people say it's too fat behind the edge. For what? What is it too fat for? I mean, I don't get that. I really don't get the point of that, because how many times in a day do you have to slice a very thin piece of tomato? I just don't get it. I mean, it's sharp. It's razor sharp. This will do anything.
I think it was designed as a working knife. Not a chef knife that needs to slice a thin tomato.
But that's what I don't understand. People say that it's too thick behind the edge. It's not. Get one in hand. It's not super thin, but it'll do your EDC tasks.
What is our comment alert, Tom?
I just wanted to thank Big Red EDC on behalf of RJ's Live. He gifted RJ's knife membership, and Randy's WSG was the recipient of that membership. Thank you, Big Red.
Thank you, JB, and welcome to the regiment, Randy. That is fantastic. And you're just in time, Randy. I think in about another week or so, I'll be doing another regimental giveaway. But then we have another comment from Cheeto Bandito. He wanted to know, what is the most readily available slip joint besides a Swiss Army knife that's available in the UK? That would be either you, Stephen, or you, Matt.
That's a great question.
The most readily available knife.
Besides a sack.
Probably, case are quite really easy to get on any of the the online stores. You can buy case. Most of the modern slip joints, we just don't have as big a selection as you would do over here. I mean, if you want an old timer, you have to go to different places to get. There isn't one place that does all.
Tell you what, there is one of those as well. The Whitby brand.
What about those knives at the tourist places that you always talk about?
Oh, they're not they're not all around a lot anymore. It's sort of dying off.
Oh, is it?
But I mean, a lot of like the farm shops. If you go to into the country and you go to the farm shops like where my caravan is, they have about 3 or 4 different knives. They're all absolutely rubbish.
Yeah,
but they're okay. But you're only spending £5 or £6 on them. But they're all right. The wooden slip joint ones are pretty good, to be honest. For a £5 or a £6, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
But you do really need to go to an online shop to get a good knife, to get a good slip joint.
I can answer that question for you, Zen. He says, doesn't everyone in Europe have a Luna?
No, I have them all.
Because Matt bought them all, so nobody else can get a Luna.
And out of spite, I'm not carrying them either because I prefer traditional.
Because he doesn't want to be that guy.
No, not that guy.
My name's just Bill. Asked, what would be a normal hardware store knife in the UK?
Utility knife.
Yeah, no. Where is it? Where is the little blighter?
Buried that one.
An ESO
Somehow I
knife.
feel like Paddy's knife collection isn't sorted out a real thing. Sounds like he's rummaging through a drawer of change.
He's sorting it right now. What are you talking about?
Sorry, here's another knife that's readily available over here, the Open L.
Oh, that's everywhere.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, that's a good one.
But this is a typical one that you'll get in a like a farm store or whatever. This costs £6.
Is that the Tomahawk, isn't it?
Yeah, Tomahawk.
Yeah.
And there's £6. And do you want to know something? It takes an edge, doesn't hold it for very long. But again, for most of us, it'll probably do us all day long.
Is that a 440A steel or?
I wouldn't put it that high.
It's one of those steels where they say, "Is it steel?" and you go, "Yes."
Yeah, it's
Sounds
not
like-
pot metal, but it's very close.
When they don't tell you, it's a lot of times 3CR. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
that's what I was wondering if it was
I think
something like
3CR may even outwork that, to be honest.
Really? Okay.
There's a
Really, really.
beautiful one that you can get from Whitby, which is a company in England, but they sell everywhere. They're
Yeah,
just Chinese.
on
made.
Amazon as well.
Yeah, and they're only about £4, £5, something like that. They're very, very cheap. And this one's not bad now, I have to say. The blade steel is not too bad. It's a stainless steel, and it takes a fairly good edge. I mean, it's holding an edge. You know, I don't use it a whole lot, but this would be a beater, one of the beaters I get from the drawer. But yeah. Oh, that's a lovely snap off that little knife for a wee cheap knife.
A lot of them do, though. A lot of the real cheap knives have a wicked snap on them.
Nah.
Okay.
Tell me this: have you all stopped collecting modern knives?
No.
No, I wouldn't say that.
No,
No,
because
I
I
wouldn't.
couldn't.
I wouldn't say that I've stopped, but really, there's not a lot going on in modern knives right now that's exciting to me at all.
Yeah.
It seems like I think, if anything, like one of the ones that I still want to get, I don't have, is I'd like to get one of the NAF's landers.
Yeah.
Because that's an interesting design to me. And I like the idea of the swappable scales, that you can just swap the scales on it without having to disassemble the entire knife. That's pretty cool. But other than that, I'm not really seeing a modern knife that excites me. I mean, even I'd like to get a 940 Osborne someday, but it's not like real high on my list to get, and they're rather expensive anyways. So that'll be a someday knife. I mean, I'd probably rather get a GEC than a 940, to tell you the truth. But then I don't know. Right now, I kind of just seem to be on a big traditional kick still, and those excite me a lot more than getting into moderns.
I'll tell you what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to upgrade from. I had a lot of budget knives, especially locket knives, a lot of budget ones, and I'm trying to slowly replace them with ones that are maybe 30, 40, 50 pound. Because as much as it's nice to have a couple, and I'll always have a couple to show, I'm not using them. I have too many knives now, and having this collection of really cheap ones really doesn't do me any good.
Right.
I'm going to keep a couple that I can show people who are just maybe coming around. But for my own collection, I want the upgrade, and I've sort of been doing that recently, upgrading. But I'm trying to get, and this is where I find it difficult. There's so few knives that come out now that are sort of originally shaped, or they've got something that stands out from the crowd. Because I don't know, this flood of Chinese like the Civivi, all that there's just too many. And once they get a good pattern, everybody joins in, and it's everywhere.
Right.
So I'm not buying as many. I'm upgrading my lower ones to sort of a little bit better, getting up to that sort of 40 to 70 pound mark was where I'd really like to be for the what I'm going to call budget. And I know it's not budget for everybody. And believe me, for long enough, I was budget, and I enjoyed every minute of it. But I'm ready now for not being there. That sounds very up myself, doesn't it?
Not particularly, no.
Yeah,
you're good.
That's okay though. We're used to it.
The thing with modern.
Oh, you're British. You can get away with it.
Yeah.
Yep. I wanted to say hi to Jo Ventures Outdoors. He's here in the chat. So welcome, John.
Thank you, John.
But I was going to say the thing about modern knives that you can get versus traditional knives. What is this?
This is the
tea drinker.
British tea drinker.
Who's a British tea drinker?
Patty.
Patty's not a British tea drinker. He's an Irish tea drinker.
He's from the UK. We call him British.
Definitely still British.
Yeah, the thing with the modern knives versus a traditional knife is really if you want to try a different steel. You know, if you want to try the modern steels, then you pretty much have to go with a modern design.
Yeah.
Then that becomes a reason why I would buy a modern knife. And that's probably why I will continue to buy modern knives, is if there's a steel I'm interested in, because I've yet to mess with a MagnaCut knife. So I do want to experience that and play with that.
I just bought one, and let me tell you, I'm actually quite scared of this knife. This has got the edge on this here is definitely scary.
Okay, well let's take a look at that.
No matter what you're putting it through, this is the Sage, the Spyderco Sage 1, the liner lock. Look at that beautiful entry into the liner lock. Isn't that just fantastic? It really is fantastic. The little sneak up choil is brilliant. I can still get 4 fingers back here, but up here is where I'm going to carry it. But honestly, and it's a full flat ground. Not super thin, but by gosh, it just seems to cut and cut and cut. And I know it don't do a whole lot, but honestly, I dread to think when I'm going to have to sharpen this. I'm dying to sharpen it, but I'm not going to regularly blunt this probably for about 5 years.
Right. There you go. Hey, Pepper Dingo. And see, Jeroen has it right. He says you can call an Irishman a Brit, but not every Brit is an Irishman.
That's fair enough, Jeroen. I can take that.
He's an Englishman, isn't he?
Huh?
What?
This is an Englishman. What'd you say?
I thought Jeroen was German.
What about you?
Oh, right. Oh, no, I'm not. Purebred thick patty.
Hey, Pepper Dingo, I see you're there. Welcome. Yeah, we all just wish we were Dutch, Jeroen. That's true.
Oh, I'd have to re-tattoo my belly again.
Again?
Yeah.
We got a comment alert. We got one knife to one knife to like gifted membership, but I can't talk with that on the screen. So
wait till he shows you the other half of that tattoo.
Tom, take over, please.
I want to see the other half of the tattoo. I'm done.
You're hired.
No, I gifted a membership, and Slippy won it.
Oh, fantastic.
Hey,
Welcome to the regiment, Slippy. Jeroen wants to know if you have Jesus on your belly.
I don't want to see it ever again.
No, I'm good.
No, but I have got. This was it. Where's it? Which one is it? I can't remember. Which arm I've got? What? I can't remember where I've got the blooming thing now. Oh, yes. No, it's not. Where did we
He
just
lost
get
a
a
tattoo on his own body.
Oh, yes. I can't remember which tattoo.
He was drunk when he got all those tattoos. He doesn't remember
when
all of them.
When I was a sailor, I got this devil tattooed on my arm. And I was meant to get I'm a little and then have the devil, but I forgot to get the writing done because I was drunk. So when I joined the church again, I sort of 10 years ago, and when I was getting baptized, I got this put on. I've got undefeated, or sorry, defeated, undefeated. I got defeated put underneath the devil before I got baptized because I couldn't go. I felt really self-conscious that I had this without anything on it, so I got defeated. Oh, there it is. I got defeated underneath the devil. So there you go.
There you go.
Is that Hong Kong or Singapore?
I have no idea. Where did I get that?
You don't even remember the country.
No. Look, you see this tattoo? That beautiful tattoo there. You see this
body
tattoo?
art?
It says San Diego. I didn't get this tattoo done in San Diego. I got drunk the night before and got this tattoo done in San Diego. And then I went back the next night to get San Diego put underneath it. Got so drunk, I put it on this side.
What do you think of
Zen's, people right there.
What do you think of Zen's tattoo?
Do not resuscitate. Oh, I've got to get that one. Are you going on to bed? Okay, love. Thank you very much. Okay, sugar.
He's showing his tattoos. Oh, Jesus.
It'd been really funny if she walked in when you were top lifted.
It's my wife. She's seen it before.
Yeah, but if you show it over live stream on the internet.
RJ?
Oh. Yes, sir.
I need you to send me to moderator school. I think it's in Honolulu. I think it's a 2-week course because I can't figure out how to put a link to your Spring store. I got links to everything else up in there, but when I try to do it, it comes up like 700 characters of garbage. So I don't know. Well, but anyway, it's shameless plug time.
That's because
we haven't done it yet today. Please remember to join RJ's regiment. Visit his Spring store where you can buy wonderful merchandise such as water bottles, travel mugs, shirts and hoodies, and more. He also has an affiliate link with AB American Buffalo Knife and Tool. So use code RJS to get a 20% discount. He has an affiliate link with Sharper Edges, which includes famous brands such as Elk Ridge Knives. And you can purchase Schrade, Old Timer, Uncle Henry, and Imperial at www.blades.co.uk. And while we're doing shameless plugs, please remember to join TK's Commando Club. And Slippy, if you want to put your link up there to get people interested in joining us on Discord, Slippy started a great Discord group. And for Patty, look forward to lots of YouTube shorts. Peeling potatoes.
I give nothing away. Do nothing.
What's that?
I do nothing. Just videos.
No, Patty is that lovable and affable and always jolly Irishman. So please make sure and visit Patty's Potato Peeler.
We really need a dancing girl and somebody playing the piano while that's going on.
I'll work on that.
Good lad.
Yeah, go ahead, John, if you'd like to make the announcement that you showed on that card.
Yeah, I just got a new episode of Slippy and Thrifty Show coming out soon. We're going to highlight some body art and knives.
There you go.
There's a link in there you can copy.
Thank you, Patty. I'm sure Judd is gonna be so pleased with you.
So you, Flippy, did you say you put a link to your video in? Is that what
No,
you
I
said?
put a link to RJ's spring store in there, which you can copy.
Yeah, and if you put the Discord link in there,
I'm trying to find it, but I'm not a brilliant man, so it might take me a minute.
Okay. Well, we'll
Yeah.
patient.
Yeah, at least I'm honest.
You're gonna have to show me how you did that, Slippy. I
I'll
can't.
send it to you.
Everything but the spring store I can get in there. I don't know what's going on with that one, but anyway.
Yeah. That is a long link. I don't know why it is like it is, but it just is. It's but yeah, it just needs to be copied. But like Zen says, the best things in life do not require a transaction.
There is one transaction that is required, though. You need to hit that like button, folks. Let's help
Yes.
RJ out. Hit that like button. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Thank you.
Jeroen, sometimes it's more family friendly than other times. That's all I can tell you. However, for our chat room family, I think we're probably okay.
I haven't turned around backwards and done anything. Just wait till that happens. Then run.
Oh my.
Cancellation.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Get that tip jar ready, John.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Would you prefer a vacation somewhere other than Ireland, Tom?
Oh no, I want Ireland.
I think
you go to Hawaii.
I think at this point he probably only has enough for a 2-day weekend in Nebraska.
But go to Hawaii and do some testing
please,
on
anything
blade
but
steels
Nebraska.
in the water. Yeah, I'll go to Nebraska and meet JB over there. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. So has anybody heard of a Boker J-hook knife? KJ Gas is asking. I have not.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
I'll just check on the computer here.
Yeah.
No,
please do that, Stephen.
That wouldn't be a
no idea how to do it.
Like a gut hook, would it? Wouldn't be the same thing. No.
I don't know.
A
I found a J bite. Can't see anything J hook.
Only J hook I know is a basketball term. And jump hook.
Yeah, I do not know.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Anyone?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember.
Actually, I remember what was in it? It was Al. Al. Before it was Kareem, it was Al something. Before he changed his name.
That basketball, that's just ladies netball for men, isn't it?
Correct, yeah.
Ladies netball for men.
Yeah.
Never heard of netball.
They won't know what netball is, Paddy.
The girls
didn't make it across the
netball
pond.
Is that the J hook?
That's the J bite, isn't it, Tom?
It's the J bite. Okay, I thought they had the J hook on here somewhere.
There you go. KC has it. It was Lou Alcindor.
Lou, it was not
No.
Al. It was Lou Alcindor. That's right.
That's the same guy, though.
yeah.
right.
Before
Oh,
he
okay.
changed his name.
Before he changed his
Okay,
name.
Okay. All right. We're going Cassius Clay.
Yeah, that was
Cassius
Muhammad
Clay,
Ali.
yeah.
And,
There we go.
for sure. And Ray says basketball is the king of sports.
Well, Knives Fast has joined us.
Yep.
It's
he
all
has.
right if you're 6'7".
It's okay
How
if
tall
you're
are you,
6'7". There's a lot of guys that are under 6'7" that play.
Yeah, but they
won't
can't
know
jump
what
as
it
high
does.
as somebody at 6'7".
There's no guys that are 5'8" to play it, though, is there?
I think there actually are.
There is.
Yeah. You get some forwards and some point guards and
But-
stuff that are quite the athletic types that are under 6 foot.
let's be honest, you wrecked rounders, you call it baseball, and then netball's a girl game and you call it basketball. I don't understand.
And we
I
call
don't think
football
we. I don't
soccer.
think we wrecked rounders. I think we improved it.
No, not at all.
Well,
Good
my
deal.
favorite thing that happened, and this all happened within our lifetimes, was when the British invented the Harrier jump jet, and then the U.S. Marines got a hold of it. They actually improved it, and then Britain was buying those improved Harriers from us. So there you go.
I remember the first time at sea when a Harrier jet came alongside the ship. I have never been so amazed. I was actually driving the ship at the time, and this Harrier just came straight down to the bridge wing, just sitting outside the ship, and just stopped, and the pilot waved at us. And I'm like, I could have crashed into it. I'd lost control. It was so loud, and this bloke was just sitting waving at the window, and then whoosh.
Yeah.
Unbelievable thing.
Yep, I think
So
you're.
Zen,
I think
Zen
you're
Ali
right.
says Spud Webb won the dunking competition, and he was under 5'6".
Yep, there you
If
go.
I remember right, he had a 48-inch vertical. Not that you Brits would understand what inches are.
I know what inches are.
They
terms of
invented
height.
inches.
I was taught inches in school. I had no idea what centimeters are.
Okay. That's right. You guys stuck with the standard system.
There you go. Singing Toad is piping up for Canada and anyone in a northern clime.
Hockey's the only real sport, but it's too cold and frozen to play anything else.
Yes, 4-foot vertical. It was amazing.
Yeah, and they don't have hockey over there in the UK, do they?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we do.
Just not ice hockey. Well, the Northern Ireland has probably the best ice hockey team in the UK. Belfast, the Belfast Giants are one of the best, but they're all bloody Canadians.
Oh.
They retire from the Canadian League and come over here. I think we've probably got 2 Irishmen on it. I went up to watch the ice hockey. We took the grandkids up. 10 minutes my grandchildren lasted. They were bored stupid. It stops every 30 seconds. And they play this loud music that gets on your nerves after a while. I was out after half an hour. And it cost me a fortune.
Oh, yeah, as compared to that action-packed cricket game, right?
No,
don't get me started on cricket. I hate cricket.
Cricket's for grammar school boys.
Can we all agree we like tennis?
No.
No, you don't like tennis?
Wow,
we're not going to agree on anything.
There's John with the troll comment. That's with the T on his head.
Rugby and American football.
Trolley cannoli.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Figure
I
skating.
do like American football. That's a tough sport.
Yeah.
But they all wear body armor.
Yeah.
Wear helmets and pads.
Let me tell you, you really do need it. I mean, I played rugby, but when we played American football, them boys are out to break your kneecaps. And that's if you weren't padded up, let me tell you, I've never had so many dead legs in my life. We played our ship, the men on the ship played hockey with the girls' team in Gibraltar one time. Jeez, I had more injuries than that one game that I think I ever had in rugby. They beat the living daylights out of us. They literally beat us to death.
That basketball doesn't sound so bad anymore, does it, Steve?
No.
There you go. Do they have cornhole over in the UK?
They do not.
That's not what we call it.
Oh no.
What did it say, Rob? Corn in the cob we have.
Why did you even mention that, Archie?
Tom's got the disappointed father look again.
Among this group, you're going to say that sport. Unbelievable.
I was only putting up a comment that entered the talk box, John.
Oh, you did? Okay. My apologies. Who was the little JA that said it in here?
Gonzo.
That was Gonzo.
Oh, man.
I take it that's not a sport then?
It is.
Oh, it is.
It is. Yes.
It's got a funny name.
Not what you think it is, though, Stephen.
Pickleball, anyone?
Pickleball. We can get in trouble with that one too.
Yep. Sling ball. That's another one. Yeah.
Highlight anyone?
Ping pong.
I know highlight.
I
Crochet.
didn't realize what ping pong was until I went to Panama
Crochet,
City.
not crochet. Crochet sewing.
I say I like that to be funny, but croquet.
Crockett.
Mm-hmm.
That's lawn tennis.
You know, if this was a real knife discussion, we'd be talking about mumbly peg.
Yes. Mumbly peg.
Exactly.
That's a fun one.
Yes.
And yes, we did play that at school a few times. We had to hide behind the bus barn, but
Yep.
because we didn't figure the teachers would take kindly to it. But yeah, we played it.
Yep.
You survive
Definitely.
with all your toes.
Yep, kept on my toes.
Do you, one of the dangerous part of my life was, do you remember when the Kung Fu movies came out? You probably don't. When the Kung Fu movies came out,
Sure.
and they started with the stars. Did you ever see the stars? That they used to fire the stars?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
ninja throwing
Metal
stars.
workshop. I've never seen so many stars coming out of our metal workshop. Everybody was filing away getting the star. And they were just fired about the playground. They're sticking in people's legs, in their arms, in their backs. They were lethal.
I remember metal shop in middle school, and that was the big thing. The teacher was like, I don't want anybody making any kind of ninja stars or whatever, and that's all we made was ninja stars.
Made ninja stars. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever he wasn't looking, there was stars being produced. And that. I mean, even to the point where we threw a few that got stuck in the tiles in the ceiling and stuff. They
were lethal, them things.
Yeah. That plus pencils would go up.
I'm gonna have to break mine out. I still got my one from my childhood.
David
next live, I'll bring it out.
Jerome, that's right. That show.
David Carradine, I haven't heard that name for years.
Yeah, that was all big time. I mean, that Bruce Lee and
it was
Chuck Norris and all that stuff. I mean, everybody was just crazy for all that stuff.
Bruce Lee was a Saturday matinee every Saturday. I just loved Bruce Lee.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you come outside and try and do it and end up your backside in the middle of a car park and everybody laughing at you. Well, that happened to me.
Yeah, I agree, Zen. The first season of Kung Fu still holds up. And it's funny because if you watch on YouTube, you can see, clips that just show the fight scenes and stuff, so it's, cool stuff. Love all that stuff. Stuff with Bruce Lee too. You can see all the highlights, so.
Yeah, and that goes back to Lou Alcindor, remember?
Exactly.
With him.
Yep, he sure did. Did.
The basketball player. Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in a movie with Bruce Lee.
All right.
Yeah.
Has basketball been going that long?
You can't forget Jackie Chan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Since the turn of the century, wasn't it? James Naismith? Something like that.
Maybe. All right. So what's next?
I've got a wild idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about we look at some knives?
Yeah,
I was going to say, let's look at some. Yes, exactly. Zen Ali got it right. His G.I. Joe had the Kung Fu grip. And remember the one that had the Eagle Eye G.I. Joe?
That lasted 5 seconds.
Yep. Here you go. Here's the Banter, which is a great modern knife. I do like those. Yeah, Junior is a Kung Fu master, right, Tom?
No, he's a Karate Kid.
Oh,
no,
which comes in handy because I put him out in the driveway with the car, and he does a wax on and a wax off. That works great.
There you go. We're just having fun. We're just having fun. You get a group like this together, and things go off the rails quickly.
Yeah, a group of idiots.
It's only because we don't know anything about knives.
Which end to hold.
There's that too.
Yeah, Knives Fast is asking if we ran out of knives to talk about.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
That's lovely too.
Yep. Go ahead, John. Save the show. What do you got there? Tell
Well,
us
you
all
remember
about
the last time I showed this on the show, I'd taken all the dark off of there, and
The Lucis Snatchy.
so now I got another update for you fellas. Kind of show
Okay.
you the latest.
It's gone all
Latest,
buzzy.
I'm getting there.
My
Mr.
attention span short.
Impatient pants.
it.
Just show everybody
That
your
looks-
tattoos for a second. We'll be all right.
That looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Much better.
So putting some dark back in there. Now I filled in the gaps with the dark. And it's pretty nice.
I like it.
So I
Comment
saved her.
alert, Tom. Get yours ready.
Oh, was that from Zen?
Yep.
2023 vault pattern, Tommy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Tommy,
let me
Tommy's
find
our man that's on it.
Let me find it.
I haven't seen them over here yet. Have you seen them, Slippy? No, I've been
Well,
looking now. They're
keep
nice
them-
now.
Do you keep them next to your tattoo? Is that why you're looking down? What's going on?
No, I haven't seen those knives for sale over here yet.
I hear
The
you.
Congress, the small Congress.
No, the two.
Oh, the Rosecraft. I got you.
Yeah, the two Barlows. I haven't seen over here yet.
They're not over here yet.
I've one, Slippy, haven't you?
Technically, that's a jack. They're calling it. So
No, that's a Barlow.
okay, I agree. But there you go.
Yeah, I agree too. Definitely.
Bolster's not quite as long as the other one, but it's long enough to call a Barlow, I think.
I would agree with you, John, 100%.
So this is one of two of the Congress knives I have, the 2023 vault pattern. And it's got the purple curly maple covers and the Ichthys symbol there. And this is the 4-bladed version. And it's in the other room. I'll run and get up here in a minute. But I've got the 2-bladed Congress also. And it's in the green apple bone. It's a pretty knife in and of itself. So, of course, this knife here, what do we got here? We got the sheep's foot. And then I guess that's kind of like a, what is that? Spear point, I guess? Spear
Yeah.
point. And then coping blade there. And a little pen blade there. So that is the small Congress.
Them blades are very sort of. They're hard to pick what they are. Them small ones, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
They're
Yeah,
in between.
yeah, they're kind of in between.
It's lovely. I like the long pull on them.
Yeah, very nice. And I got to tell you, this curly maple, they're just gorgeous covers
right.
on every one of these knives that I have these covers on. They're just gorgeous. They really did a good job.
I done a video up this afternoon and I was talking about wood. I'm really getting into trying to get as many different kinds of wood on my knives.
Yeah.
And it's such a joy to be able to do that. And it's one thing I was saying there. I think it's an advantage that we have in the traditional, where you can get so many different types of wood on different knives. And it's a joy. You don't have to collect a certain pattern or hard to get knives. There's just wood handles out there and you just got to search them. And some of them now, some of the modern woods that are coming out with these burl woods and all are just beautiful.
Yeah.
I'll run and get the two-bladed version here.
Okay.
There's two that I would call Barlows as well, and these are made by traditional English knife makers, and they're nowhere near a third of the length. That is not a thing. These are Ashley Harrison and this is Arthur Wright, and they're Barlows, because if you put them next to it, there's their normal slip joint. Can you see that? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why these are Barlows and this is just a slip jointed jackknife.
Yeah. You got it. You've been reading Levin's guide, haven't you?
No. It's just sheer intelligence that I picked up.
I know you don't read. I forgot.
Sheer intelligence.
I don't do reading unless it's got pictures.
It has pictures.
Yeah, Levin's got lots of pictures.
You see.
Yeah, here's a knife I don't show very much. There's a lovely knife.
He reads it.
I really do love this knife.
He does.
Tuberkov.
This is a Cherbakov, yeah. And a Cherbak, yeah. Isn't that right, Slippy? Is it?
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Got myself double thinking now. That's not good. And look at that. There's no. You don't see any screws in the front. Just your. Oh, for God's sake, Steve.
The pivot.
Pivot.
Oh, here. Stop it, damn it, here. It's,
you know what it is pivot is a basketball term, John. That's what it is.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah, we used to use it in the jive. But I love this knife. Really simple. It's a poor man's Spyro, or what's it called?
All right, we'll see you later, Byron. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, he's away now. His head twisted. There we go. That's a beautiful knife. I have to say, and I don't show it very often. I don't know why, because it is a gorgeous knife. But he hasn't made them. He hasn't made this model in years, and he only sells in one place. It's a wee shop in Europe, so you have to be really on the ball to get one. And he is Russian, so I don't know whether he's involved in the war or whatever he's doing. But I haven't seen many of his knives. I can't remember the last time I've seen one of them for sale.
Yeah.
You saying he might have died?
No. You'd love the brown maple burl case 47 Stockman. I'm sure I will. I do like the maple. They've got some lovely colors in the maple.
Yeah, they do. Case has it as far as the cover game goes. I really think they do have really nice covers on their knives.
Yeah.
Even their synthetic is done right. It's just I don't think any of them are offensive to me. I like all of them.
Yeah, Ashley Harrison's coming out with some really lovely colors at the minute. I don't know whether you follow on Instagram, but this last month or two, he's had some beautiful wood ones in the burls and that, and it's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get another one soon. I feel another Ashley being ordered.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's probably not long for you to do
No,
that.
I've gone a long while since that. Oh, there's a thing that I never mentioned. I sent my knife back. Do you remember the knife Justin bought me for Christmas? He had ordered Ashley and got a custom for me, and it was in blue bone.
Yeah.
Big clip point, real big heavy working clip point.
Right.
Well, I just didn't like the blue bone. Whatever way it was jigged or whatever. Do you know the way you get something? Sometimes you like a color and a jigging. I wasn't carrying it, and it was such a waste of. I hate having a knife that I can't carry. So I asked Justin, would he be terribly offended if I got a cover change? And obviously Justin's away. He said, no, just get whatever you want on it. So I asked Ashley, would he do a recover for me? This is what he did for me. I just got it on, when I got it, Saturday. Just got it back. Look at that, in bog oak.
Oh, it's so nice.
Absolutely super. Really, really lovely. And it's like black with grays going through it, and all the striations are coming one way on both sides. He's just matched it up perfectly. You see the way they're all going the one way, front and back. It's just, and now it's just, this is a big heavy, not a big heavy knife, but it's a real big solid knife. I love it. I love this clip point, and it's a saber ground, which I didn't have one of Ashley saber ground, and it comes down to yeah, it does actually look at that saber does, but the swedge, Ashley swedge, is one of the best I think that's out there. Look at that. That turns me on. That really does. That is just.
It is nice.
All the criticism you take, he gets a saber ground, buck looking blade, and then just loves it.
It really just. But the trouble is, it's about a 9 pull. at least a 9. If you haven't got strong fingernails, don't put them behind it. Justin will attest to that. But I've got really hard fingernails, thankfully. But I have to say, it's a lovely knife.
All right, Tom, let's go ahead and see your
Applejacks.
half
Okay.
Congress.
Yeah, let me address that comment you got up there right now. Yeah, please, everyone, head over to North Star Knife Reviews. Let's get him over 1,000. I know he's got a great giveaway. Well, I talked about it earlier. Anyway, this is the 2-bladed small Congress, the 2023 vault pattern. And it has the sheep's foot and a pen blade. And that's in the green apple bone. And they did a wonderful job on these bone covers.
You can really see the green in the back of that.
Yeah, I really like that black inlay there. It really sets it off.
Yeah, that's a great shield that they put on there.
Yep. So there you have it.
And
Both of
that's another thing Case does right is their shields and the variety of shields that they have.
yeah.
They are just it's just a cool thing.
It is. It really
I
is.
just wish they would pin them.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there, but again, that would increase the cost and stuff if they did. Jeroen asks, are Congress knives always that small? That's a good question.
No.
I don't know if they're always that small. I think
No,
they're
this
not.
is the small Congress.
Yeah.
So they do come bigger, and it's not the number of blades that defines it. It's the shape here.
The
The-
size
the
of the
different-
frame, right? Just like
The-
on
yeah.
a Stockman or something.
See how it's bowed upwards? It's a Congress frame. I
Right.
think there's Congress with 4 blades, some with 5.
Well,
So-
your president had a 6-bladed one on him when he died.
I think so. Yeah.
I got a
Yeah.
couple of Congress here. They're both Rough Riders, but they're both very different in size.
Yeah.
Mike
Got a little-
says no. I guess no that they're not all the small size. You got the
So you got this is the Taller Shell series is really sort of small and dainty one, and then the Stoneworks one you can see is a giant compared to it.
Yeah.
But they're both 4-bladed. The length is slightly different, only just, but they are different sizes.
Yeah.
I've actually got a Rough Rider it's like one of the little miniature ones. It's like 1.5 inches long. So
Little tiny baby one.
little tiny one.
I mean, people need to get more into Congresses. I love the little tiny Taller Shell one. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah,
What, do you
they're-
like- what makes it such a good knife for you, Matt?
It's just mainly for the UK. That is, you get 4 little tiny blades. It's nice and slender. It'll fit in a 5th pocket, and it's just if you pull this out in public, it's just so unoffensive.
I'm offended right now.
Good.
It's the other thing is they're great whittling knives too.
Yeah.
Absolutely great for whittling. You get 4 different blades if you get the right model, but you're getting 4 different blades shapes for whittling.
Yeah.
Lovely little
Really
knife.
nice example. Really good. Love the little Congress.
Well, with the Case vault knives, something I've been disappointed with, and I think I've talked about it before on the show, is when they come out, they always come out with the medium version or their small version of that pattern.
Yeah.
They never seem to come out with the full size version. I would like them to see them come out with a full size Congress. The Texas Jack that was the vault knife, I think it was the Texas Jack. It was the small or the medium
The
Texas
swell,
Jack.
the swell center, was it?
Yeah, swell center Jack. Yeah,
That's it. Yeah, I was really interested in that, but because it was the small one, I think it was just a bit too small for me.
yeah.
I never ended up picking up one.
And like the Copperhead, it's the mini Copperhead they came out with the Ictus shield on it. They didn't come out with a full size one, and that's kind of disappointed.
Yeah, and
Well,
I think that's because there's a lot of people out there that collect smaller knives, and that's all they buy, like peanut size, and they have huge collections because it's reasonably priced, I suppose, as well, because they're always the cheapest.
Well, they did have the full size copperhead, Tom, because that's the one you got in the lavender ichthys.
No, that's the mini.
No, you had there was a mini and a regular size.
No, just that was in Trappers. Not
No,
in
it was
the
copperhead.
No.
Fight.
Okay,
fight.
come on,
Fight,
come on.
fight, fight.
Pull out your copperhead.
I will.
Fight.
Oh, my
I got
knife.
a mini.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, the mini copperhead case is not mini. It's a decent sized knife.
Yeah, I want one of them. And now that I got the large copperhead, I fancy the lockback version.
Yeah, this 3.5. I mean, that's not small.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I've really started getting into like lockback knives recently. I don't know why.
That's the curly maple one, Tom. What's the the lavender one? Is the copperhead. So you got the little copperhead is the curly maple, but then the lavender.
Oh, no, that's the copper lock. I think I have.
No, there's a copperhead too. Because remember, I showed you when it was.
Are you picking on Nicholas's own well?
Right. He's right. I forgot all about this one.
Yeah, see, now that's not a large. That's not a small knife.
No. Yeah. By golly, you're right. Thanks, RJ.
You're welcome, Tom.
He made his day.
Now we can be friends again.
I wouldn't go too far.
Whoa! Wow!
Yeah.
Can always come to Texas, Tom. Can always come.
No.
Yeah,
T
I
for
was
Texas,
big enough
T for Tennessee, T for Thelma.
I've got the single blade and the double blade in that copper lock or copperhead, I should say. And I actually prefer the double bladed one. And I don't often say that because I like single bladed knives more than anything.
Right.
But the single one is very, very thin for a large knife, if you know what I mean. And I prefer this in hand. And it really carries lovely because with a copperhead, you've nothing pushing on there. You've no end of a blade. You can just get right up on the blade. I think it's one of the most comfortable case knives I've got for a good sized blade.
Yeah. I got a nice copperhead as well from Case. I think they're brilliant.
Hey,
fantastic.
Patty.
Yeah.
Can I tell you that I'm really upset with you, but it's no fault of your own?
Uh-oh.
Oh, there's nothing unusual in that. What's that?
I wasn't going to show this knife for some time to come. But the very day you showed that knife, the first time that I saw you show it, I had just bought the same.
Oh, no. Well, look, I'll tell you what, John, I'm glad you got it because it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
It really is the most comfortable big knife. It's lovely. I mean, I actually rate that as far as holding a double-bladed knife as high as my GECs, if not higher. I think it's a really beautiful knife.
It's really well made.
That Caribbean color is just, you just want to dive in there.
Yeah, it's like being at the beach, isn't it?
It's like looking into your eyes, John.
Oh, so sweet of you, Stephen.
Oh my!
Don't make North Star jealous.
There's a man cuddle coming up. I can feel it.
There you go.
What about?
That's lovely.
Tom, did you cut out or did you stop speaking?
No, I stopped.
Okay. Sorry,
Well,
buddy.
Patty's talking about single-bladed knives. What about a single-bladed trapper?
Yeah,
Too skinny.
slim line. I like that
Slim
one.
line?
Yep.
Too skinny.
Too skinny for you?
Yeah.
Too skinny.
I said that I've got a couple of them. Don't get me wrong, not them, but I've got skinny knives. But yeah, I wouldn't want that as a main carry.
Too big for your pocket?
No. Too skinny for my clumsy fingers.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
But a
Stuart.
beautiful knife nonetheless.
We'll see you, Bluminati.
Well, I see
Funny.
Stuart Gross made it in. Hi, Stuart.
Yep, he did.
Stuart, good to see you.
KJ's here.
Get a room, geez. I hear that every week.
Oh, there's a question for Mike Curtis from El Cap Addict. Well, that'll be a good answer. Let's see if Mike can tell us what is his favorite of the bones on the Sodbusters. And actually, I'd like to expand that too, Mike, since you have such a large peanut collection. Do you have a favorite cover on the peanuts? And is it different or the same as the Sodbusters?
I can see him like a peach seed jig bone.
Yep, he's got the amber bone.
Yeah, I
Okay.
like that one a lot.
And I wonder if it's the same for the is it the same for the peanuts, Mike?
No, it
Or
is
do you
orange, right?
prefer
I have
different-
His favorite's the curly maple for the peanut.
nice?
I'll bet.
And what did you want to show there, Patty?
I wanted to see if Mike Curtis has one of these. This is the little case. And I don't think they made too many of them. Maybe Mike can help me.
Yeah, that's the one you got off Etsy. You beat me to it. I was trying to buy
Yeah.
that.
No, I didn't. I actually got this one off
Was it Dan?
Jam.
Yeah, one of the two. Yeah.
I have to say, it's just a beautiful. There's the peanut, and there's it. That's my favorite color in the peanut, but the same size. Oh, sugar! But I love that peanut.
Careful there.
Hey, look! I said sugar. That was pretty good.
Yeah,
I thought it was.
Better than me.
amazing.
But does he have one of these, or has he seen many of them about?
I don't know.
He says yes, definitely in the chat.
Yes, definitely.
It's not something I've seen. I think that's the only one I've ever seen. I think in the case.
I've only ever seen the one you've got. I've never seen them anywhere else.
I know I got something else, but I can't remember what it is I got. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Cleaver Stuart.
Oh, you want to field that question, RJ?
The one from Cohen?
Yeah.
Well, that one's pretty easy for me. I am a newish collector. I've been collecting case knives for less than 5 years. So I would say that, when he talks about good case knives in the pre-70s and stuff, I haven't had much of a chance to acquire them. I don't have a great knowledge of them. And of course, you have to remember that, we're buying the new ones now, but I think that, say in the 2040s or the 2050s, people are going to say, what about those good case knives that they made back in the 2020s? And I think that each kind of era has its high and low points, and what you buy now, you may not think of it as being a particular collector knife, but then in the future, someone will say, wow, that one was a really good knife. I wish I was alive back then to get it. So that's kind of what my answer is on that. If anybody else has their own take on it, feel free.
The other thing that
Pretty similar. Go on, Paddy. Go on.
No, go ahead, Matt.
I was going to say I'm pretty similar to RJ. I try and look for older case knives just because I think they're interesting, like especially ones that have been used. I'm a big fan of second-hand knives because they do have history. So even if they're not like in mint condition, I'm not too bothered about that. I can always fix them up, things like that. But I'm also not against buying the new case knives, as RJ was saying. In future they could be a part of a collectible. But for me, I'm not buying them to be a future collectible. I'm buying them because I like them and want to use them now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it is for me.
Yeah.
The
And
other
I
thing
think,
that
go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Stephen.
the good case knives, you tend to find that the collectors are going to pounce on them, and they will outbid anybody to get a knife that's in good condition in the set
Right.
from the 70s and 80s. They're quite happy to pay that higher end that I wouldn't want to go to. But I
Right.
have bought a couple of them, but it's very rare that you get a really good one
Mm.
at that era, because the collectors they'll spend money on them, big money.
Right. The other thing I was going to say is that also people have to remember that, in the 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, there were some knife collectors, but I don't think there was like it is today. Guys would go buy like one knife and keep it for 10 or 12 years, throw it away. Very rarely do you see, even when I go to the secondhand stores, I look for case knives. And if I do see a case knife that's old, usually it's a really junked up one and they want $130.
Oh, it's ruined. Yeah.
And it's like
all the blades are curled up at the end and it's habit.
Right. So it's like I'm not going to buy something, if I have $130 to spend on a knife, I'm going to buy one that's in better shape, or I'm going to buy a new one and stuff. So, that's the whole thing. It just depends on when you come into the hobby. There's a lot of it.
I think that's the same with all traditional knives, whether it's GEC, even though they only started in 2006.
Right.
This is the only case knife I have found in an antique store that was worth buying. It was $6. This nice little pen knife here, and it was made based on the Tang stamp anywhere between the 1920s and 1940. So I mean, I got a really good deal on this one. The blades are still in good shape. The covers are in good shape. But I concur with RJ. Every time I see a case knife in an antique store, it's beat up beyond recognition almost, and they want an arm and a leg for it. And I'm not a dedicated case collector, okay? Right. I started collecting the Ictus series because of that shield. But I am not a quote. I've got that nice sub collection of the Ictus shields going, but that's really my only interest in the case knives. I do have one other case knife here, and this was handed down to me, and this was my grandfather's case knife. And this was from based on the Tang stamp, made anywhere between 1940 and 1964. So those are my only really early case knives that I have. Now, if I was in an antique store, what's that, Patty?
Your granddad was like you. He looked after them. That's a lovely looking knife.
Yeah. But RJ's right. I mean, I talked to my dad about, where's your old pocket knives? He's like, man, they were cheap. We used them up, we threw them away, and we bought a new one. They didn't worry about collecting. Right. And so that's why, especially like these case knives, I mean, these are working man's knives, and they used them up.
But that's the same with again, most traditional knives. If they were good and people bought them and used them, you don't get many good ones left. And that's what makes them so expensive. Because when you do get a good one, you've got a good one.
Right. And if you find one on eBay that's like new old stock, or it's, in mint condition, they want $150 to $200 for it. And I'm not going to outlay that kind of money just to say I have it. Because I'm not a quote case knife collector per se.
Yeah. I'm much more than that. They go up into big, big money, the old cases.
Yeah, they do.
But you talk about it, because they were used, there was very few left that were really good.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the difference now, because like collectors like us now, well, when we get our knives, we don't use them anywhere near enough. So in 20 to 30, 40 years, there's still going to be this huge amount of them left, and they're never going to increase in price like the case would, because it's an older knife. Like you take Case and Remington, if you get the original old ones, they can be in the thousands to buy now.
Well, I just put up a video this morning on the Smooth Blue Ice Ictus, the entire family. There's 11 patterns in this family. And maybe I'm a little nostalgic, but I am hoping that 75 years from now or 100 years from now, one of my great-grandchildren or great-great-grandchildren will say, wow, look at this mint condition, complete family of knives.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I'm collecting them.
Right.
Yeah, and I think it's probably going to skip 2 generations before it gets that price increase.
For sure.
Yeah. But can any of you imagine getting a set of 75-year-old knives that are in mint condition?
Beautiful.
Wouldn't you be ecstatic if you inherited that from great granddad or something?
Definitely.
To be honest, if they're knife collectors at all, they'll just like it for the set, never mind the price.
Yeah, that's just the fact that the set is there and
they're
they're
there.
in mint condition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's similar to the sow belly collection I've got. It's not going to be worth much, It's never going to accumulate price, but try replicating it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
what
well,
you
well,
get pleasure out of,
that.
John. You get so much pleasure out of getting those sow bellies. Man, that's your thing. Go for it.
Yeah.
Every one of us is different on what we, what we focus on.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, because I don't collect collections like that as such. I like to have different knives rather than a one. But when I see the collection of John's sow bellies, it was about 4 episodes before he got through them all, wasn't it? It was
No, it's only 8.
8. Yeah.
He only watched half
There
of
was
them.
a couple I probably slept through. There was, but when I see them all laid out in front of me,
You aren't the only one.
it looks absolutely stunning. It looks so good to see all them exactly the same patterns. It really just warms your heart to see somebody that's collected all that.
Well, it's a lot like the ALOX collection that Judge showed,
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's not a collection that you would necessarily want, but boy, is it fun to look at,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get that same pleasure with my Ashley Harrison ones when I sit and look at them, usually daily. They're not expensive. They're never going to be that expensive, but just to have them, I just love them.
Yeah.
And I think that's another part of collecting for the maker. Getting knives because of a certain maker.
Yeah.
They're not expensive, actually. For a custom knife, they're dirt cheap, to be honest. But when you get to know the maker, it makes the knife a bit more special.
Yeah.
That's true. But I mean, I think there's a difference too between us that are YouTuber knife guys versus a collector that's, a serious collector of something too. We kind of go for a variety, and we can, get knives that we can afford that are, from, the current manufacturer, not so much for, the old stuff. We do try. Do I have deep pockets, Jeroen? Absolutely not. Have you heard of that saying, living high on the hog? I'm kind of low on the hog. So I do the best I can, but, I get what I can afford. I try to budget and, do things, in a smart way. But yeah, it's just, you can't get them all. And yeah, sure. There's older nuggets that you look out there and you're like, wow, I'd really like to get that. But, let's be honest, I can't maintain a channel and save up enough money to be able to buy just one knife. And then I only have one knife to show in a review. And then, then I have nothing else for that week or nothing else for that month, because I spent all my money on just one knife. So
I would like to maybe make it, it's not a contradiction because what you're saying is right. Because I started off very budget, and I even had more money than I put into knives because I wasn't at that part of my life that I wanted to spend that much on a knife, because I thought £50 when it came in was stupid money. That was a really special knife. But especially if you stay around YouTube, you will change. Everybody says no, they won't, but you will, because you'll buy a nugget knife every now and then, it goes away.
Right.
And then sort of 3 years down the line, you've got 10 nugget knives that you thought, I'll never spend that much on a knife. And they'll start increasing in price because it's nearly like nosiness. I want to see what it's like over the hill, the other side of that garden wall. What is that knife like?
Yeah.
And you sell a lot of your old stuff to buy one good new one.
Right.
And that's definitely what I done, because I am not, and I just live in a pension and a wee small Navy pension. I'm not well off, but I do budget well.
Yeah.
And I sell when I need to get something.
That's all you can do. Seriously.
Yeah.
If you want to be on, if you want to be on YouTube.
Yeah. That knife that I just got there the other week, £1,350. That doesn't even ring a bell in my head, because that is not something that I will ever spend on a knife. Sally would kill me. She would literally, from head to toe, rip me apart. But I've got it. And, what am I supposed to do? Hide it under a bushel? I'm going to show it as much as I can, because I was feeling guilty about it. I was feeling guilty that I had a 1,350-pound knife. Go figure. Why would it feel like that? But I've sort of got over that hump now. It's going to get out every time I get the chance.
Yep. Zen is
Well,
right.
that made any sense.
If you're going to be a YouTuber versus a serious collector, absolutely two different animals. That is for sure.
You see, I would call John a collector nearly more than a YouTuber because of that collection he has. I mean, that collection is fabulous.
It is.
That is something to be proud of. And I know, like, you went through donkeys trying to chase these up.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's all right getting the basic ones, but it's the wee one at the end that you're trying to get that complete.
I owe Matt for those last two. I can tell you, it's just amazing. I mean, never would have thought I've found those two.
That makes it even more special. Not that it was Matt, but the fact that, you know.
Yeah,
I'm very special. I'm very special.
Yeah, don't play it off.
It makes it really special when a friend gets something and it fills the setup.
Absolutely. That's probably the two that John values the most. Yeah.
Like when I found the was it the white pearl silver select one? Is that what it's called? The first one I found. Yeah, I think I found one you haven't got, and he's like, "No, I don't believe you. You haven't." I have. And he said, "Oh, where's the link to it?" I said, "Oh, it's too late. I've already bought it."
So I just found out a couple days ago, you know, with my Ictus Shield collection, I thought I had one in every pattern. And like this is a mini copper lock with the white synthetic handles. And I think it was from 2012 or 2013 or something. But in just doing some research online and searching for Ictus knives, I found out that they came out with an Eisenhower pattern with the white synthetic on it. So that was probably 2012 or 2013 they came out with that. So obviously none of them are in stock in any of the stores that I have found. So I'm going to have to do an eBay alert. But now I have something to chase down because I've just got to have every pattern with the Ictus symbol on it, if you know what I mean. That's just that path I went down. So, but that's something. But you see, I'm going to enjoy that. I'm going to enjoy searching for that knife and seeing if I can find it. With the blue synthetic, I got the doctor's knife, which was from 2018, and that was the one I was missing to complete that family. And it took me 9 or 10 months with an eBay alert, and finally one of them showed up, and I was able to get it. But yeah, it's just part of the chase.
Yeah.
You should actually have Boston Blade Reviews. He has a wee shop in New York that he goes to. That's an old shop run by two old men, and they have new, unused, you know, in box. He'd be a good fellow to ask to have a look and see if there is one in there.
That's a good idea. Yeah, he does. He's got a gold mine there. Yeah.
Yeah, really has. He's got some crackers.
That's a must-watch video for anybody who hasn't taken a peek at that. The Boston Blade Reviews shop that he goes to, the one near his house.
Oh, yeah.
Just like a tour of it. It's great.
It's like being in a toy store if you're a kid. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah. And he's a nice big lad. He would enjoy having a look for you. Do you know what I mean?
He would.
You know, he would enjoy doing that.
Yep.
Absolutely. That one that Georgia Adventurer goes to down there in Georgia that sells knives and has a barbecue restaurant there. I can't think of anything better than to go down there and get a barbecue sandwich and a new knife. Heck yeah, that's my kind of place.
I need something to cut my sandwich. Yeah. I think I need a new knife.
Exactly. And KJ's right. Sometimes the chase is the fun part.
Yeah, it is.
That's it. You know, going researching, finding that, and you know, get around you know, other things. You're searching all these different avenues. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah, so
okay, Jerome, maybe after I get that Eisenhower and I think I've got it all complete, I'll discover there was another pattern out there that I didn't have, you know.
Or they'll bring out another pattern that you want.
Yeah.
Well,
I
if it's
like
coming
the-
out newer, I can get it, but it's the ones you don't know about from years past. That, yeah.
Yeah, they got a new
I'm gonna
South Valley
start- I'm
coming
gonna
out.
start- Yeah.
They got a new South Valley coming out. I'm gonna have to get now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that?
Even I'm gonna have to get that one. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, John. Does that make you feel good or bad? Like when you get your collection done and then they come out with new ones, or do you go like, oh my gosh?
No, not at all. Because it's like I'm always looking forward to the new Rough Riders, and it feels like I wait forever for the new, set to come out or whatever. And so no, I'm always just looking forward to it. It's always a good experience.
See, I'm
Yeah.
going to start collecting them again now because of taking that stupid R off the bolster.
Oh yeah.
No, they've got some really nice series coming out.
That stupid awe. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like I can look past it, but I get why people hate it.
I just couldn't get it. And yet there's that RC on that knife that from Rosecraft. It's beautiful looking. It's elegantly done. Yes, if it was stamped, it would be better, but it looks elegant.
Yeah, no, but see, I wouldn't want them to keep using it over and over and over, and that was the problem I think with the RT. I could take it a couple of them here and there, but
It's nice on a Barlow like that, but
yeah,
a Barlow, yes, but nothing else really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll agree. Like the Rough Riders with the on the Barlow doesn't look too bad. It's not too unpleasing.
Yeah, I do say so.
It's all right, but then when it's on every pan they bring out, it just gets a little tedious.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, and it was more that they would put an R on the bolster even if they had a shield, and that to me was just why.
You mean like this?
Yeah, why would you need to do that? I mean, that's
because
like
they had a pile of those bolsters over in the corner and they had to use them up.
It was McDonald's advertising. It was just.
I know. I'm glad they've stopped doing it. So hopefully it's just gone forever now.
It was a long and arduous fight to get them to listen, but they did, and now they're heading the right direction. So all I can do is just applaud them and move on.
That's it. Yeah, and reward them for making the change and buy a couple more.
That's right.
All the people that said I'm not buying them until you take it off. Well, now you got to do it.
Yep.
Because the R could come back. You never know.
No.
Don't say that.
The thing that I think is funny is that when knives change like this, so there's going to be a changing of the guard. So now the R bolsters are going to be out there. They're going to become limited in supply in the future. So like 10 years ago, you're going to be hearing they were a lot better when they had the R on there.
Yeah, everybody will be heading to Texas to get Johns.
Yeah, right. When I start hearing that, that's the day I quit YouTube because I've gone full circle at that point.
That's the day you embrace the R.
Right.
You're like, yeah, I got a bunch of vintage ones.
Yeah.
Zen
Amy, do you see a different direction for what you're doing now? Or are you just happy plodding along and just picking up different things? Do you see a goal or a direction that you want to go, but maybe you're not financially ready?
I'm kind of thinking I'm breaking it down by brand by year. So this year's the year of the case knife. And I have been picking up some bucks, but next year is going to be the year of the buck knife. So
that's a good way
to go a year at a time for a brand that I'm concentrating on.
I can't be trusted, so I just buy whatever I like. So I've got no real way of doing it. I just kind of go, that's nice, I'll buy that.
Yeah. Of course, there's always the interference of other knives when they come out and you're like, well, I'm going to buy that because I really, really like it, even though it's not in the plans. But yeah.
I run into that all the time, John.
Yeah. Well, you need to stop doing research and then you'll be fine. Because like you were saying in the chat that we did earlier today, it's like, your obliviousness was a blessing because you didn't know they existed. So
yeah,
you didn't have to go chase them then.
I've got one in every pattern. I'm living good. I've got them all chased down, and then I had to go discover another one, and it's like, oh no, here we go.
Yeah, the ignorance was bliss on that, but that's okay. I mean, I think I saw one that was a white one, and I wasn't sure if you had it, and I was almost afraid to tell you.
Yeah.
Well, I do that when and Tom can attest to that I saw a white one that I thought he didn't have it also. And I sent him a text going, do you have this one? And he's like, oh yeah, I got it. And I'm like, okay, good. I just want to make sure it wasn't like one that snuck through the cracks. I was going through Amazon and it just showed up, and,
Well, I didn't realize Case had so many medium Stockman patterns. So there may be a Stockman pattern out there that I don't have that's like from 2012 or 2013. I don't know.
Yeah, they have a bunch of them, and it all goes. Yeah, you're right, Zen. As a collection grows, the number of brands shrinks.
So is Mike Curtis still in here? I was going to ask him that. What his favorite Stockman pattern is. He's a big Case guy, right? So
yeah, he is a big Case guy.
I don't know the biggest Case guy. I don't think
I would like his opinion on that. Like what? Are
you saying we're all useless to you? Is that what you're saying?
No. No, I like the 75, and I definitely like the 47 that RJ showed. So those are definitely going to be my favorite.
Yeah, the 47 I think is probably my favorite Stockman pattern at the moment.
The 75.
The 75 is good too. But the 47, I do like it. I think it really has a great place in because it's definitely in that Goldilocks zone. It's not too big. It's not too small.
You got both there, RJ?
Mike says the 75 there. So
nice.
There you go, RJ.
Well, you know what? That's the thing is that I'd like to get some more. When I look at Case knives, I kind of look at them two ways, which is good for Case because then I end up buying a couple of each pattern. Is I'll usually buy a synthetic to carry to actually use and work with, and then I'll pick out bone patterns that I really like with those, and I kind of baby the bone patterns. Here we'll take a look at what you got there, Patty. Because
before Patty goes, I was going to ask Zen. Tell us your favorite Stockman pattern too, if you're.
Zen is the Case Stockman guy. So there you go. Although I thought you were the Boker guy too, Zen. But go ahead, Patty. What you got?
This is the Tony Bowles one, the side belly. I love this knife. This is beautiful.
I do not have one of those. I love the spade blade on those are what actually
absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But as a knife, it's just look how thick the blades are, the depth of them. They really are purposeful blades on here. I just love them.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I've got a sow belly. I know John has as well.
Yeah, they've given the body of the handle just that little bit more body on the handle, a little more depth, so they can make those blades a little bigger.
I just think it's such a lovely palmable knife.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Zen, that about 5 years ago, you're right. The knife community, I don't think it's that they hated Stockman. They just were in looking at different patterns. And I kind of was too, because, a Stockman was my first traditional pattern. And then I kind of, when I found all these other patterns, I was like, oh, I'm going to go crazy, running around here trying all these different ones. But I never left the Stockman. And I talked to Tom about this, is I found that I wasn't buying a lot of new Stockmans, but it seemed like every time I went to the secondhand store, I would always come home with another Stockman. So it was kind of like, an unconscious, thing that I wouldn't even think about it. It's just that I'd look through all the knives that were there, and the Stockman was what, made me, part with some money. So it was, it's kind of funny. But it's like, and Tom said this too, is that, you wake up one day and you're like, oh my gosh, I got a bunch of this kind of pattern. I guess I really like it. That was how it was for me in trappers. I didn't purposely start out to be a trapper guy, but then I woke up one day because somebody said in one of my comments, man, you have a lot of trappers. And I hadn't really thought about it. And then I looked at my collection. I was like, well, gosh, he's right. I do have a lot of trappers, and again, it's an unconscious bias type thing. So it's, I guess everybody goes through their own evolution, but, like I said, when I started my YouTube channel a couple of years ago, I was pretty new to being a knife collector. I still am. I would consider myself, definitely in the junior end of that pool. I know more now than I did then, but I'm certainly not an expert. Then I'm still discovering new patterns. Then I'm still finding things that I like. And then I'm kind of thinking, okay, like with the 47 and the 75, my first ones of those knives were only in the last, 30 some odd days. And I definitely want to pick up. I've already got 2 75s. I only have 147 at this point, but I definitely want to buy another 47 before the end of the summer. So I'm kind of, filling out those different niches and stuff. But I see myself, probably ending up with a lot more case knives than any other brand of knives. And that's just because they're making the knives that I'm more interested in. Buck does have their traditional stuff, but it's kind of limited. And you don't really see a whole lot of other traditional makers except for Rough Rider. I think Rough Rider probably has just as many or slightly different variations than Case does. But I don't know. It's just what you're
Zen says his favorite was the brown maple burl 47, and his most carried is a black synthetic 18 punch Stockman. So
I do like the GEC with a punch on it, the Stockman. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Such a useful. The punch on it is. I think the punch is one of those unsung heroes because whenever I carry that, I find a use for that punch on the day I carry that. For sure, I'll find something to use it on. It's just that's one of my favorite GECs is the Stockyard one. Beautiful.
Oh, that sounds good, Zen. I'd like that. Yeah, Mike, he's got over 100 Sodbusters and over 100 Peanuts. There you go. Whoa. And I like the Sodbuster. The Sodbuster Junior is another fantastic pattern. I love them.
Yeah, it is. Really
but it's one that I've kind of had on hold. I only have 4, but I want to get more. So, and the 4 I have, only 2 of those are case, and the other 2 are not. But yeah, that's the thing is that I think I'm kind of as far as collection goes, as far as the patterns I want to collect are kind of becoming present to my mind that's what I want to have, but that's not all the knives that I want to, play around with, especially on YouTube. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm completely different. I get case and all my cases are different.
Mm-hmm.
My GECs are all different except for the 15. I would buy extra 15s because I really like that, the boy's knife as a size. But they're still different. One's a 2-bladed, one be a single blade or whatever. And like they seem to be growing as I'm going through. Now you've got me into these, what do you call them? The old timers and all, and the Bucks.
Yeah.
I've now got a dozen of them since I met you lot, and I never had them before. And I'm really enjoying old timer. I just think it's a lovely little knife.
They are, like I said, that really, I have this old 34 OT, and this is what I started with as a teenager. It's a Stockman, it's, the brown Delrin and stuff, and that was like the thing that I had. That's really what started my love of traditional knives, and then I went away from that. I went to more modern knives because, let's face it, this is in the late 70s, early 80s, and then I go in the military in the early 80s, and then that's when the tactical knives kind of exploded all through the 80s, and you got all the action movies and all that stuff that was going on, and so everybody wanted whatever military style knife there was, and things got kind of crazy, but then later on in life, it just wasn't like that for me. I kind of gravitated more to knives like this Buck Spitfire and the Spydercos, and they were just regular work knives, or I had the little Schrade lockbacks, little single blade lockbacks. But then, like I said, then the pandemic hit, and you're kind of taking stock of what's going on. The world's going crazy, and I find a little traditional knife, and I'm like, yeah, I remember the good old days. And then you discover, you start looking for traditional knife patterns, and there's, SMKW, and then there's, Rough Rider, and they're very affordable, and it's like, oh boy, my bank account's in trouble. So
I think a lot of this is the excuse me, the midlife crisis.
maybe it could be.
What about me then? 'Cause I'm not midlife yet.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Are
get
you
a
in
group
midlife
with
yet?
with these old people over here.
I'm old
Are
tired.
you in a midlife crisis, Matt?
Oh, I don't know.
He's been
I'm
dyeing
sure
his beard and
that's
lying to us all.
But I mean, you get people who used to collect train sets when they were young, and they get to sort of middle age and they start again, or dinky cars, metal cast cars, all that sort, and they start doing it again. So I just wonder if it's just that evolution of getting to middle age, or any age, you get to a stage where you just want something that's mine. This is my toy, and I want to collect it.
Right.
It's not that way for me because I've been collecting things my entire life. There's always been something. Always.
What do you guys think of Stuart's question there of how do we remember the numbers? He can barely remember his name.
I'm the opposite. I can't remember people's names, so I'm better with numbers.
I can't remember names or numbers.
I don't have the case numbers.
With the pattern names, I suck with the numbers. The pattern name I can tell you, but no, the numbers no chance.
Okay, Zen. Zen says AI is coming, and what I want to know is how is that going to change, or be a benefit to the knife community? I don't know. But
is it going to be a single blade?
I don't know if it'll be a single blade or a multi-blade AI. That'll be something.
Because that's going to pass me over. Let me tell you, by a long way. That's way up over there.
Yeah.
What will benefit you, RJ? You can get a producer that actually has some intelligence, and you don't have to pay them.
No, that's not true, Tom. I would probably have to pay for an AI plugin, so your job is safe.
Okay, I thought I was being replaced.
You need to have your subscribers are brainy.
That free KD plugin.
I can never replace you, Tom. What was that, Matt?
You have that free KD plugin instead.
AI doesn't require a tip jar either.
That's true. It just requires a monthly subscription.
Patty doesn't have to worry about AI showing up on his doorstep.
Straight punch to the snout.
What the burning question is who would be most welcome at your doorstep, Tom or Junior?
Well,
what? I didn't hear that, Patty.
I think they've come together.
I'm sending Junior over as a distraction, just a diversion. You'll be so worried about him, I'll be able to slip through.
Oh man.
Yep, that is very true, Mike. He always says that the peanut is his favorite pattern.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a big collector of them too, isn't he?
Yeah, I would like to see his collection. That's for sure. That would be that. We'll have to write to SMKW. Maybe they'll do a little video with his collection.
So Maury gets high on his own supply.
Maybe
he does.
If I could work at Case, I definitely would do that. I would walk around. I'd see which pattern I like the best and have to get that. Of course, when you get to buy them at dealer price, then it's probably a whole lot better. So,
I bet.
Plus, there's always those ones that fall off the production line by accident.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
I thought that's what you were referring to anyway.
No. I'm talking about a straight up purchase. Why would you steal from your own company? That doesn't make.
I didn't say steal. They fell off.
Yeah,
they didn't take it off.
That's what they say. But yeah,
that's an accident.
I would not go there.
I have to say this. Maury has to be one of the best spokesmen out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
He is so enthusiastic and knowledgeable about, the Case products and stuff. He's a pleasure to listen to.
Yeah,
I always enjoy seeing him on video. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you always find the ones without a beard and a big smiley face are very good salesmen.
Yeah, we're terrible salesmen. Hey, Mike, if you see Maury, tell him I said hi.
Yes. Tell Maury I'm looking for a white synthetic Ictus covered Eisenhower knife. Please tell Maury that.
Or just bring back the Eisenhower pattern, as a vault pattern and have that
in the future. Yeah, there you go.
That would be a nice one to have, because I would like to have an Eisenhower knife. So that would be nice.
But do you not think if it was easy to get the knives, like if you worked in Blade Center or whatever they're called, if you worked in one of them all day long with knives, would you get the pleasure of coming home and sitting down with your collection like we do and enjoying our collection? I think it would be about a year of working there and I'd just lose interest in my collection.
I think you're right, because of anything that you do that you enjoy as a hobby. If you make it your job, it won't be your hobby. And you'll want to kind of get away from it because you'll just be tired.
And the fact that a lot of these companies that you see, they change staff quite heavily. They don't tend to stay there very long, and they don't go to another knife shop. They're usually on to something completely different.
That is true.
So there must be something to it. I mean, and I suppose it's like anything. If you had all the money in the world, collecting is not something that's going to bring you any pleasure because you can afford to buy it.
Yeah.
No.
It just takes collecting as out of one of the things you'll do.
Except if you notice, most of the billionaires try to collect governments. So that's.
What do you mean, most?
By most, I mean all.
Multiple in every country.
Yeah, that's what they want to collect. Is they want to collect power.
But, I often think if I had the money to walk about buying $1,300 knives or $2,000 knives, would I have the same pleasure? And I know the answer is definitely not.
Yeah,
because there would be no value in what I've got if I had $22,000 knives. I don't even think I would look at my other ones. I've got one. That's it. I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy with my old, £40 off Etsy, and I get so much pleasure out of getting a £40 knife off Etsy or somewhere. If I had eBay over here, I would be in trouble then. If we had the same eBay as you have, I would be completely bankrupt.
I'm the same.
I would. My eyes would cross because I'd just be on it every day looking for something nice.
You'd be looking through a lot of knives on eBay. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Somebody that uses a lot.
I hear you.
There's a lot of junk on eBay.
Yeah.
A lot of junk. I spend more time clicking off of stuff than I do clicking on to stuff.
But it's like Tom says, it's that chase. It's that looking for that one thing that you might miss if you don't look.
Yeah. Well, it's 24/7 too, right? So
yeah,
you could be up at 3 a.m. waiting for something to end, and you might just be lucky that one day you get lucky.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that probably would not be good for someone with an addictive personality.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely not for me. I remember when we used to be able to buy more on Etsy and eBay, but now you can't buy any on eBay at all over here.
Etsy's going the same way. It's terrible at the moment.
Etsy's making a wee bit of a comeback. There is a few more coming in, I've noticed, and there's a few American ones that are coming on our Etsy over here. But the prices they're looking is just silly, especially the delivery charge. They must be going to bring their own boat. I mean, £70 delivery from America. What, are you walking?
That's what I mean. You find there's a case knife there. It's a large stock on it. It's a nice pan. It's a reasonable price. I don't mind that. And the postage is like twice the price of the knife. It's like, no.
Yeah. I know the only white one I thought of Tom on at the minute. That's a little white case. But I mean, it's just ridiculous, the postage.
Yep.
Yeah, we just have to. I don't know. Postage and these laws that they're coming up with, especially for the Commonwealth countries and stuff, is just nuts.
I'm hoping that the UK and the US are going to open a new, friendlier I know we're looking on the business side, but I think once we become more part of each other, that postage will come down.
Yeah.
There'll be a difference. I hope that we
I
can
hope
go
so.
back and
I hope so
forward,
too.
because you are our special friends.
Absolutely.
And you are as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean that. Like, let me tell you, this is a wee tiny island in the middle of nowhere. I need company.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We always got a space for you, Patty. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it.
You can
You're
stay at Tom's.
You're always invited.
Yeah, we got
As long as-
we got an Irish town 30 miles from here.
As long as you
Well-
don't cozy up with the French, we'll always be friends.
I'm sorry, the French are funny people, and I'm sorry I'm going to say this out loud, but I have not had a good time with the French Canadians either.
Oh, I didn't mean to
I love
prompt you,
Canadians, but the French Canadians, I'm
There we go.
sorry. It was, I'll not say anything. It's controversial.
Going south, RJ,
have-
it might be
We
time.
have French viewers. Better be-
Remember
calm
all the opinions and things that are
Yes.
expressed on this program do not reflect
necessarily the
RJ's knives.
opinions.
Oh, no, yeah, sorry, I don't mean it that way. I mean, I actually know people who are on YouTube that are French Canadian. That's different. When I was
Oh.
there, we weren't treated particularly nicely, to be honest with you. That's
Yeah.
what I mean. I mean, you'd go into a shop and they all of a sudden they couldn't speak English, and they wouldn't answer anything you spoke in English. I thought, I'm on holiday. We were really learning language. I'm in the Navy. I've got about 15 countries.
Right.
I
Just
just
well,
find
it's
it.
okay. You could just tell them shut up and take my money, and there you go.
But yeah,
Hey, Gadget Gus, nice to see you're here. Yeah. So enough of the international banter, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, stuff we do.
I'm sorry. I'm on another channel. That's terrible. I apologize. That is. I've just realised what I was saying. I'll say it in my own channel and apologise for yours.
Well,
Okay, apology videos coming from Patty.
don't feel bad, Patty. I was going to make a surprise visit down to John there in Texas, but I forgot my passport and they wouldn't let me in the state. So
Oh.
Are we that different?
If you have to ask, yes.
Where's the well, I can't even say it out loud. The blanks and the blanks jokes.
oh yeah,
This is an American thing that's gone over my head here.
Yeah.
I can't say it.
I'm kind of lost on it. I'm kind of lost
Don't
on
worry
it
about
too,
The
Steven,
cows
so,
and
yeah.
the difference.
Oh, the cows are queers. Steers and queers.
What do I? I just echo it off of you and have you say it.
What was wrong with that? Oh, I'm getting too old for this game.
You are too old. Goodbye.
It's very hard to keep up with what you're not allowed to say.
Where's Judd when you need him?
I don't know.
Speaking of knives, yes.
the Buck 119 special. Go ahead, John. We have the same idea.
Special? What makes it special, Tom? Tell us.
Because I have it in my hand. It's special.
There you go. There
Yeah.
you go.
It's special because it can cut bolts
That's right, with a hammer.
with a hammer.
Show that toothpick.
What do you
Like
got?
the toothpick?
Is that a Buck toothpick?
It's the Tobias Special.
Oh, the Tobias Special. Nice.
Yeah. It's why do you always do that?
Do what?
What is it?
I go to show it, and then somebody's gonna show their knife, and then they pull it off, and then I got to show mine, and I don't have my focus ready.
The buck.
Now I got to jack with it. It still doesn't look right. I don't know if it's supposed to be forward or back. Anyway, close enough. So yeah, this is a new review. I just did this morning. Burlwood toothpick from Buck, the 385.
Yeah.
I'm
Is that
chasing
a
these.
small one or a medium size?
It's a small 3-inch. Yeah. And just chasing after all those little burlwood bucks, enjoying those. So if you guys haven't checked out some of these burlwood handle ones, I encourage you to get one just to see if you like it or not, because that wood is fantastic on there.
Very nice looking.
Yep. I like it.
What about you, Tom? You like burlwood bucks?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
I do declare.
I had it out earlier and didn't show it here, but I've got the Burlwood canoe.
Oh yeah. See that one again.
Ah, here it is.
It was right next to his lavender copperhead.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. You're never gonna forgive me or forget that, are you, RJ?
Oh, I'll probably forget it after we turn off the cameras.
No, you
No,
won't.
you won't.
That's gonna be an albatross. What an albatross. Yeah,
I know your collection better than you know it yourself.
he probably does.
Well, vice versa. You guys probably know mine better than I know mine.
I'm trying to figure out the integral between the 75 purchases. So you got the one for Father's Day, but how long before that had you had the yellow, or not the yellow, but the red crimson?
I bought the Crimson Bone one first.
Yeah.
And then the so it was probably probably within 2 weeks I got that.
I thought that was pretty amazing.
That I did too. That was really cool. Yeah, I got to tell you, man, I'm super impressed with those 75s. I like the 47 too because it's just like I said, it's slim. It fits in the pocket well. To me, that's a better medium Stockman than the 18. So like I have an 18. I'll probably pick up a 44, which is again the 44 is not as big as the 18, is it, Tom? Because I know the difference is it has square bolsters versus the round bolsters, but I don't think the frame is as deep. The
44 and the 18.
Yeah. When you compare both of those,
I'll have to dig them out.
There's what, a 32 as well, something like that.
yeah, that's smaller. You have the 32 and the 33. So I have
That's the difference.
Oh, you have it? Okay. Let me bring you up.
Matt's on it.
Can we just call them by their names? This 44 and idiots drive me insane.
Okay. So
It's not much of a difference.
here's the difference, Patty. If you call him by name, the one in his right hand is a medium Stockman, and the one in his left hand is a medium Stockman. That's
So we have to use the numbers.
That's why.
So this is a medium Stockman, but this is a medium Stockman.
So one's just a small medium.
One,
So you got
one's
a
Correct.
square bolsters.
a small medium, a
I can go with
large
that.
medium.
You got a square medium, a round medium, then you have a square large and a round large.
Yep. Same as what Slippy had, just different covers.
Right.
Yep.
So
Although
you
yours
see
are nice and
the-
clean and mine are used and battered.
So what would you call a buck 301?
A Stockman.
It's a large Stockman.
It's large. And
Yeah.
you see the 75s you're talking about, are they much bigger than this?
I can show you.
There-
I have those.
So here's what I don't have a 301, but here is a 75 Stockman. This is the Crimson Bone one. It's got the 4 1/8 inch frame. So then you
All right.
have, so that's the same frame size as a standard trapper. So 4 1/8 is.
And this is 3 3/4. So
There's a little bit of a difference.
So-
I got both here.
So here's the 47 pattern. It's 3 7/8 compared to the 4 1/8.
yeah.
And then
So
you have the medium This is the 18 pattern. And this one is 3 5/8 versus the 3 7/8. Now, if you watched that video, I went through the blades. So you can see you get on the 18, you get the Turkish clip, but then on the 47, you get an actual real clip. So much larger blade, and all the blades on the 3 7/8 are larger than what you get on the 18 with the 3 5/8. So for 2/8 of an inch in length, you're actually getting bigger blades than what this one has. But
Right.
most people would buy this, and the 18 pattern is very popular because it's such an easy pocket carry.
Yeah.
That's the difference, Paddy.
Yep.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it, but it is a big difference.
It's about a bolster's length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just trying to catch up on the chat here. I see that Terrell Schneider has arrived. Yeah, and there you go. Zen has all the Stockman numbers there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
are they getting bigger as they go up in numbers then?
No.
yeah. So here's the smallest. Here you got. Well, not really. The 32 and the 33 are smallest. I don't know where the 27 lands. The 18 I showed. The 18 and the 44 are close. The 47 is a little bit bigger. 75 is bigger than that. And then the 87, 90, and 92, I believe, are bigger than the 75. But they don't catalog those.
Boy, that would be a big knife to carry in your pocket.
Yeah, that would be something you'd probably carry in like a coat pocket or something like that.
Yeah.
Pocket check? Well, what are you carrying, Zen? Oh, you want to know what Patty's carrying in his pocket? I don't know. What do you got in your pocket, Patty? Anything?
The Bexar, the
tactile turn?
Tactile Bexar.
tactile turn. I have to keep looking at it every blooming time, for goodness sake. Yeah, the tactile turn, the little skinny warhorse.
There you go.
Love this little knife.
That's a good one. Okay, Tom, we'll let you go ahead and show us that one.
Here's one you don't see a lot of. That's a K-bar Stockman.
Yeah.
And I do carry this one quite a bit. In really good shape.
I think I have one of them, Tom.
Probably from the 1990s or so. Everyone thinks a K-bar is, the big fixed blade knives, but they did. I don't know if they manufactured these themselves or if they contracted them out or what, but there was a line of K-bars.
Yeah, I've got a little small two-bladed jack here, a K-bar one with that lovely it's jig Delrin, but by gosh, they've done a really lovely job of it. Oh,
yeah,
have you something else? Nice. Have you something else, Tom?
No, go ahead.
I've got this lovely wee one.
Yep.
It's a little K-bar, and I've also got the another K-bar. It's the same thing, just a two-bladed jack, but this is in like a Coke bottle shape. Oh, there you go.
It is.
But it's an old one now too. Not sure when that. And this is just a smooth, I don't know what they call it, plastic or whatever. But it looks lovely, and it might even be bone. I don't know. It might be bone, but it's a lovely wee one to collect. I've got loads of these little ones that I keep collecting that I find anywhere really. But I love finding the old ones because some of the jigging is just amazing.
Well, let's see. In the in the talk box, we got Radar has his Falcon Liberty today. Zen Ali has the Lion Steel 2 Jack and a Boker Plumwood Barlow. Those are nice. HD Rider has a Brother 1503 Cowfish. Stuff we do is rocking his Rough Rider Zombie Nick Trapper, which I saw that video this morning, and that made me happy. I like the Zombie Nick stuff. Today, I have this little guy is one that I've been carrying probably this past week in my pocket, and it's this little Imperial jackknife that I found this guy at a secondhand store, and it's just a cool little old knife, and just kind of neat to carry something that's vintage, I guess, but it's got clamshell covers and just some old blades. I think these are carbon blades. I don't know if they're carbon or stainless. To tell you the truth, I'll have to probably pull out a magnifying glass to look at it. But it's just kind of a fun knife. So I've been carrying that and the large Stockman. Pocket Knives and Harmonicas has his Browning Steam Bank slip joint. Jason Glover has the Jack Wolf Knives Vampire Jack today. That's cool. Let's see. Cohen says he got an A-Lock Soldier from 1981 yesterday for $45 on eBay.
Oh, happy days.
That's nice. J.O. Ventures has been carrying his Ontario Rat 2 for the fun of it. Yeah, that's cool. Zen Ali says the Lion Steel 2 Jack is his Sunday knife. Nice. Well, if I had more than 7 really good knives, maybe I'd carry one each day of the week. But
yeah, that's just what I've been carrying today.
There you go.
Little hawk, half hawk.
Yeah.
Tucked away in that slip. Makes for a great carry.
Yep. And then Mike Curtis is breaking all the rules. He's carrying a Case Sodbuster Jr. and a Case Peanut and a Classic SD.
Nice.
Jeez.
I'm really surprised.
This is one I've been carrying for a few days.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
It's GEC number 88 Bayou Trapper.
Yeah.
Been carrying that for the last about a week.
Gadget Gus has his Fieldmaster and a vintage C. Johnson engine tuned brass or engine turned brass as a secondary. Nice.
I've had a couple of weeks where I've been carrying locking knives, and that's not really me. I've been carrying a lot of locking knives. I think because of the knives that I've bought and the fancy pants one, I've just been carrying the locking knives and enjoying them just for the last couple of weeks. And I'm sort of at the end of it now, but I really enjoyed it.
At the end of what?
Well, I tend to have wee runs like that. 99 times out of 100, I'm going to have a locking knife, or I'm not a locking knife. I'm going to have a traditional knife, usually two. But because I had bought one and then I got that fancy pants one given to me, I couldn't get that out of my pocket. That was just gorgeous. But I'm at that edge of the run, and I just get slow down again. Let's get back to what I know. Put him back in his little box. He's happy in there.
I agree, Zen. Mike Curtis for the win.
Yeah, really.
I don't know how Mike Curtis not. They just seem to hit every video, and they must spend hours. I really do appreciate the fact that they spend so much time going around, commenting on people's videos. The amount of people that do that is just amazing.
It is. It's true. We do do this for the audience, and we're so thankful that you guys show up every week and all of our many videos and for the live streams and all this other stuff. It really it means something to us that you guys want to spend time with us. Because it's really cool. I know I look forward to our live streams because I get to hang out with you guys and our little circle of friends and stuff. It's really nice, and that's why the Discord server is nice during the week too, because then you can get to know us a little bit better, as we all go through different changes and stuff. The hounds
This is
have
my
been
first
released.
time, but I'm actually going to really try and be more active on the Discord. I'm not very good at typing, and I just can't keep up half the time, and I lose interest because everybody's about 4 steps ahead of me, and I can't keep. I'm gonna try and make an effort this week of doing a bit of posting on it and chatting.
Yeah.
And I'm only doing that because I love Matt. Look at that wee face. How could you not love that wee face?
I'm telling you.
Well, I like coming on the live because I enjoy the abuse. So
And, we really enjoy abusing you too. So
I know.
it works both ways.
What do they call that? Symbiotic relationship?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Something.
I thought they called it Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm
That-
syndrome.
that's
That
true.
could be
Same thing,
That's true. Jason Glover is saved
Don't you
us.
love
He's
your
thinking of
chapters?
getting a case mini copper lock or a copper head. Any thoughts? My thoughts are yes. I
think that's one for you, isn't it? A mini copper lock.
I don't have a mini copper lock. I have a full size copper lock, but the copperhead or the copper lock, both of those are great knives.
I want the locking small lock, locking back. Oh God, I don't know what I'm saying. I've come to the end of my.
It's after that time of day now, Stephen. It's fine. It's nearing the UK bedtime.
It's nearing that. Oh, I was supposed to be off at 8:30.
Oh, did you miss it?
Yeah,
I thought it
it's
wasn't
9
half
o'clock
yet.
nearly.
It's 9:30.
Oh
Yeah.
no! Oh no!
I like the mini copper lock.
That's the one.
Yep.
Yeah, those are nice knives. I need to get a mini copper lock.
It's
That
a
must be the weirdest mini knife because it just doesn't look mini.
Yeah, it's not.
no,
No, it's not.
it's actually not too bad.
It's
Yeah, it looks like
it's
a
what
what,
it
medium.
three and a
is.
half closed.
It's a hybrid between a copper head because you got the rounded bolster up here and a lock back. So
Right.
I do
it's
fancy that.
mid lock. So it's a hybrid knife. You want length on it? Did
3
someone
and
say?
5/8. 3 and 5/8.
It looks about the same size as a medium stockman, an old timer medium stockman.
The open length is 6 1/4, and the closed length would be around 3 1/2.
Yeah, it's boys' knife size then.
It's thin, so you wouldn't like the patty. You don't like thin.
Oh, no, I
knives.
like it in a small knife like that.
But yeah, it's 3 fingers for me.
Yeah, I think that.
Choke up to the choil, Tommy.
Choke up to the toil. Okay, I'm choked up. I can get the 4th one on.
There you go.
Or if I want to pinch the blade, yeah.
Yep.
But it's got a real nice swedge to it.
It's a nice looking clip. I think that's one of Case's nicest clips.
Long nail pull.
Like the long nail pool.
Yeah.
It's a nice knife.
Gadget Gus likes it too.
Does-
To answer your question, Cohen, he wanted to know if OTFs are legal anywhere to carry. Yes, they are, and you can. There's an app that you can get for your phone called Legal Blade, and so it tells you the knife laws in the 50 United States. So you can go there, pick a state, pick a city, pick a county, wherever, and you can look so you know what is and is not allowed in different jurisdictions that you may be traveling in or through, and then you can be safe wherever you're going to go. And you don't have to worry about old John Law.
Singing Toad wanted to see my pocket hunter,
Okay.
and he just did a video on it. He's a proud owner of the very same pattern, the Ictus with the smooth blue ice synthetic. So that's the pocket hunter. And of course, it has your clip blade there, and then what they call a Skinner blade there.
Yeah.
Right there.
They're quite nice blades,
Yeah, it's a really nice knife. I think this was the 2020 Walt pattern. So, yeah, it's a nice little pattern. It's nice to see that they were still available and that you were able to pick one up, Toad. Yep. Go check out Singing Toad's video on his, I think it's his first case knife, his first case purchase, and he's proud of it, and he should be. He picked he picked a dandy for his first one.
I suppose a lot of the times my worry is with buying a case knife, it's great if you can see it in hand or you trust the person you're buying from. That would be my only sort of worry for somebody going in, because when Case do it right, they really do it right, and they're beautiful knives, but they just have this habit every now and then of throwing out a complete and utter dud.
Yeah,
And that's annoying.
it is.
Oh, can I throw a shameless plug?
You sure can.
For everyone that's just joined us, I did a video I uploaded this morning, and it's out. It's my complete Smooth Blue Ice Ichthus knife collection. So you can see the whole family, all 11 patterns in that video, if you're interested. Thank you.
Yeah.
Does he get a tip for plugging himself, John?
No, he doesn't. Does
No,
not.
that's
promotion.
He gives me a nickel for when I promote you, and if I promote myself, he takes a quarter out.
So 25-cent fine, sir. No,
Yeah,
seriously,
well,
I'm looking forward to that video. I like it when you put all your case knives together, so that'll interest me greatly.
I like it too. Yeah,
Another looking at the copper lock a little more.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Let me put you up full screen, and I'll actually go grab mine real quick too.
You
Do they do a CV in that, John?
You know, I'm not sure. I haven't been able to find one. This is just the SS.
I mean, that's lovely. Look
I don't
at that.
mean the German kind.
Yeah, there's another country we're insulting.
I'm probably going to make a habit of that. So let's see. There we go.
No, that's beautiful bone.
Yeah, that's to me was the really good value because they were offering this just the regular brown jig bone for a little cheaper than some of the other colors. And you got that nice arrowhead shield on there, which I think is great.
Yeah, that is nice.
And they put so many of them.
I don't think I have a big selection of. Oh, I've got a few more than I thought, actually.
There's a better look at the bone. It's really well done.
Okay.
I don't know about you, Patty, but I really do enjoy a knife with brass liners. I like that better than steel.
Yeah, it really is. It's that. It's funny that my really fancy Tony Bowes one here. It's got all steel liners, and it's my most expensive one. And I always relate it to. They look more expensive with the brass bolsters.
There's a little more class to them. Just a little more.
Yeah.
But yeah, really well done. No gaps on this one. I got lucky, I guess. I don't know if they've had a problem with this particular pattern or not.
Apparently, that pattern is one that they get right more than they get wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
think
a little.
There's some patterns just seem like they get better than others, but
the swayback's another one is usually really good.
So here is my copper lock. This is a full size. This is from the American Workman series, and it is in carbon steel. And this has the Wharncliffe blade.
Nice.
So very nice. I got one of our guys here in the talk box, KJ Gas, told me about this and said he loved his, and I jumped on it. when I could, but I love the. I think they did the Warncliffe really nice. I like the long pull on it, and of course the American Shield. So yeah,
That's one of those no doubter Warncliffes, right? There's no question whether that's what that is.
No.
I don't think there's any doubt. But yeah, same thing. No gapping, no fit and finish issues. Just absolutely perfect. Just a really great knife.
Good size.
Yes. Yeah. So it's the 4 1/8.
Trapper size.
All right. We'll see you, Singing Toad. He's heading out.
That's my pride and joy case there.
All right. Let's bring that up so you can show that off.
That's my pride and joy. My case knife, that's the Tony Bowes really expensive one.
Yeah.
And it comes in the lovely leather pouch and all, really just a beautiful presentation. But it is a lovely, the bone on that is so nice too.
Absolutely.
Very similar to yours, John.
Yeah. It's nicer than mine. Yeah, it's even nice.
No, I think it looks every bit as good. But I love the big fat spear on this with a swedge. Just gorgeous. And this is in ATS 34 steel, which is even nicer. It's a lovely knife to handle. And they've nearly hidden the tang here, so it's really comfortable. Lovely knife to hold, and that dog leg pattern.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. But, I mean, it's beautiful, but at the back, at the top here, there's no gaps. But they're ever so slightly, and I mean just about a millimeter, the spacer sticks up and it sort of lets it down a bit. But other than that, like, there's no gaps in it at all. It's perfectly made. Lovely knife.
Those Bowes patterns are nice stuff.
Yes, they are.
They are indeed.
This stupid camera.
Thought I was in one of those kung fu movies again. All I saw was hands flying.
Well, here's the really big question. Anybody buying anything nice this week?
Yeah, but I can't tell you what.
Okay. I guess we're keeping all of our cards close to our vest, Patty. But yes.
Oh dear. Well, and that then, you know my steak knife and fork that I bought?
Yeah.
Oh, mommy. Oh, every meal I've had with it so far, it's just gorgeous.
Did it make the food taste better?
Oh, absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. I'm definitely going to order a spoon, I think. And just have the set.
All right. Well, we were running it off. I've got to get going here. Looks like Matt's about to fall asleep. So
I was going to say, I think we're probably right at the end here. So thank you guys for sticking with us so long. Even if you left and came back, you're even more appreciated. All you guys that stopped by to watch this on the replay, thank you very much. We all appreciate you. And
just pretend I didn't speak.
Yes.
Which time, Patty? Now that I'm getting, we got a cancellation notice from YouTube already. So,
yeah.
And if you guys missed it, then definitely come back and watch for when Patty speaks.
Unless you're French, don't come back because you.
Unless you're French, but you're probably not watching it. So, anyways,
and not all French, just the ones who can't speak English.
Right, exactly. Thank you, Sam. I'm so glad that you were here today.
I said again.
What's that? All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in to another one of our live shows.
Thanks,
see you
guys.
next week.
Thanks, everybody.
Forgive me.